Hey,
Hi,
I'm Virginia.
I'm Bianca.
We are the Tinseltown twins, and we have another list for you. But before we do, just quickly, who was your girl of the week?
It was Barbara Eden, the wonderful genie.
And I had Fabian. We both had later people
I know.
this week. It just kind of,
But
so
awesome,
we picked them at random.
Awesome nonetheless.
We also have new stuff on the blog real quick. We did, this week we did top 10 film noir directors, if you're at all interested in looking up at that. But
we have to talk about the movies we got, too.
Oh, okay.
So we were on vacation last week, and since then we've been out quite a bit taking advantage of the Barnes & Noble sale. They do 50% off, so we got several things since we last were here.
We did, but we got things like basically mostly noir stuff because that's what our month is, and we also got some box sets, and Bianca also did a spotlight.
I did a spotlight on Fox Films, and yeah, so I like spotlighting different types of DVDs, which I've been doing lately, like, Warner Archive, things like that. I really appreciate what they do.
And real quick, Bianca went to the movies in this past time. It's not like she saw this movie yesterday. You saw it the week it came out. Yeah. All right, so what did you see?
I saw the recent Mission Impossible movie, Fallout. I'm a big fan of the Mission Impossible movies. I've mentioned that I'm a big action film fan.
As I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah. And when it comes to modern action films, I really don't like them as much as I like the ones from like the 80s, 90s, 70s. Those type of ones, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger ones, I typically go with because he's my favorite one. But I love the Mission Impossible movies. I love Tom Cruise in general. I think he's just one of the modern actors I've seen like the most films of. I'll watch him in anything. He's a really good actor, and also he's so enjoyable. And those movies are always so enjoyable because he's enjoyable. And so I had a lot of fun in the movie theater. I was like really like on the edge of my seat, like kind of like my hands were like sweaty. My hands never really get sweaty.
she texted me afterwards and was telling me, she's like, my heart's still pounding.
Really pumped me up.
So she was super into it.
I love all the Mission Impossible movies. So.
And just because since it's been a little while since you've seen it, where do you rank it with the others?
I think it probably goes after maybe Ghost Protocol.
So that one still is the crowning champion in your opinion?
Maybe because I'm afraid of heights, and so that one was incredibly exhilarating for me, seeing him on the edge of that building. But also with this one, with the skydiving, still being afraid of heights and planes, that had the same effect too. So that was interesting. But I think just him on the edge of the building made me more nervous. But I like what both of they do with the plot with Ethan Hunt. That they really do develop him as a character. They all do, but especially the newer ones, they're very good at doing that.
All right, well, let's quickly talk about our topic at hand. We're going to do another list because it's kind of funny when we get mad. And this list, it doesn't include any silent movies at all. It's only talking pictures, even though it says
it already
sucks. It even says, it calls it the 1,000 best movies ever made, even though it shouldn't be called that. It should be called the 1,000 best talking pictures ever made.
No list that doesn't have the big parade should ever be called that ever.
I agree.
Because that's the best movie ever made, along with like Laura and It Happened One Night.
And The Crowd.
Yeah.
But anyway. So we'll probably do the silent era list one week, and we'll be way less mad at that one. Probably just,
how can we be mad at silence?
It's probably going to be more just about griping about the placement with that, like the ranking with that one. But that one is at least like audience kind of. I think it's audience ranked. I think people actually voted for that one.
And people who actually know what they're talking about.
People who've actually seen the movies. This is the New York Times list, and it has a variety, which is nice.
Yeah, they do. They have foreign films,
it's just
old films.
I can't overlook the lack of silent movies, but also not every movie on here is great, so there's also that. But
yeah, it seems like a lot of it has to do with popularity rather than being a great movie.
I don't know when this came out. Do you know what, like, the most recent movie on here would be? So at least we know not to,
might say
not to expect.
On here, let me look.
Yeah, like, when it came out. 2004, is that? Published in 2004. Okay. So that's, obviously, it's going to be mostly older stuff, but not, like, it's gonna be a range of things. So
So nothing past 2004, which there wouldn't probably be anything on here really, except for like Spotlight, which would only be the one probably that deserves to be on here, except for the new Mission Impossible movies.
It would have like it would be all the Oscar movies, which would be fine.
Yeah.
Most of those are
the ones this year were actually very good. So.
The ones that we've seen so far,
yeah.
like.
Well, we'll be talking about those another time. So yeah.
Well, so let's we're just gonna sort of dive right in. How
we're gonna go letter to letter. I'm gonna read each one for each letter. Then we're gonna talk about what we think of them. What
we're gonna have maybe some reactions.
Yeah, obviously
quick reactions like
because it's been a while. It's been a while since we looked at this, so it will be like.
I haven't seen this list in a long time.
In my opinions, I'm sure we're very different when I first
when we first saw this list, we tried grading like each movie on it, like, you know, giving our personal grades. I remember there are actually some surprises on here, like movies that you're like, yes, this one.
Yeah. No, there are actually. Some I'm very pleasantly surprised on here. Like, there's some I could think from the top of my head. I was like, oh, yay.
Most of the turtles on this list.
I know.
So therefore it gets bonus points.
Therefore this list is not completely lost. Because it has one of our favorite movies on it. Also
one of the best rom-coms of the 40s.
It also has The Girl Can't Help It, which is one I'm mad about. Yeah. We both are. Yeah, so.
So, yeah. There's good stuff like that, but there's also, obviously, there's going to be obvious ones, but since we talked about a lot of those on the AFI list, we're probably not going to talk about them very much.
We're just going to be talking about what we're happy's on here, what maybe we
doesn't deserve to be on here, things we find overrated.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, we're not going to have seen all of this stuff because a lot of it doesn't necessarily appeal to us.
Particularly the new stuff.
The newer stuff. Like, if it's from, like, I do like some foreign stuff from like the 80s and 90s, but I think some that aren't like, you know, major like crowd pleasers. I think some of them, like, I should say, I guess the Oscar winners from the time period don't appeal to me. Yeah. Like, I've seen them, and I'm not that big of a fan.
I know my favorite movies from that time period are more the blockbuster ones, which I don't like the blockbusters today, so it's funny.
Well, it's funny because, like, you know, like when I think of movies I like of that era, you know, it's like, oh. You know, Those Encounters was good. E.T. was good.
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the 80s and 90s. That's what I think of.
Like ones that I can watch over and over and over again. Yeah. That's what I think of.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's get to it.
Okay. A Nos la Liberté.
Yay.
About Schmidt. Absence of Malice. Adam's Rib. Adaptation. The Adjuster. The Adventures of Robin Hood, Affliction, The African Queen, L'Age d'Or. I'm not very good with foreign titles, just so you know. Because instead of saying L'Age d'Or,
better than saying that.
Aguirre, The Wrath of God, AI, Airplane,
Yay.
Aladdin, Alexander Nevsky, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Alice's Restaurant, Aliens, woo! All About Eve, All About My Mother, All Quiet on the Western Front, duh. All That Heaven Allows, All the King's Men, All the President's Men, Amadeus, Amarcord, Amelie, America, America, The American Friend, American Graffiti, An American in Paris, The Americanization of Emily, American Movie, Amores Perros, Anastasia, Anatomy of a Murder, The Angry Silence, Anna and the King of Siam. It's a pleasant surprise. Anna Christie, Annie Hall, The Apartment, one of my favorites, Apocalypse Now, Apollo 13, The Apostle, L'Argent, Ashes and Diamonds, The Asphalt Jungle, La Atlante, very bad at saying that one, but yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I know that's one you love. Yeah. Atlantic City, Au revoir les enfants.
Yeah.
I know you love that one. La Aventura, I love that one. And The Awful Truth.
And we both love that one.
Of course, who doesn't?
Nothing here makes me mad.
No, actually, I like that they have
I mean,
good old ones here.
Yeah, like some I haven't seen but I know aren't very good. But I mean, at least nothing pisses me off. Like, I mean, I'm not a fan of L'Age d'Or. I'm just not. Like, I mentioned that.
But it's obvious why it's here.
No, I get why it's here. It's just like, again, like, I like Louis Buñuel. I don't like his avant-garde.
Like his early stuff, his later stuff.
I like his surreal stuff.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like Los Olvidados is my favorite Buñuel movie. That's the type of Buñuel movie I like, and I like It's only surreal in one part of that movie, but I really like it, like
Yeah.
the dream sequence, because I do like surrealism. It's
Yeah.
just I tend to prefer reading it as opposed to
I
watching
know,
it.
yeah. I love Belle du Jour, so that's
That's gonna be on here.
different.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's
yeah,
on
that's
here.
a great one.
Yeah.
But ones that I'm pleasantly surprised are on here.
Mhm.
I'd like to have the Anna and the King of Siam,
Yeah.
because a lot of people tend to ignore that because
the
they're
King and
yeah,
I.
obviously.
Which
And I
is-
love
I
the
mean,
King and I
yeah.
too.
I'm not saying one's better than the other
No,
or
I wouldn't.
anything, but yeah.
I just think that it's been overlooked because of that, and it shouldn't be because it's just as good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Anna Christie's on here too with Greta Garbo.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's a very important film too because it's the first
it
time
is
she talked.
important. Like, I think that's kind of a landmark movie. Every
It
movie
is.
fan should definitely see, and see the German one. The German one's even better.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And I love the depiction of the fallen woman.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. The asphalt jungle. Who can ever go wrong with that one?
Totally. I don't remember if Fifi's on here. I hope it is.
I remember it being on here.
Good. And obviously, I love La La Land. I know that's one that's going to be on here, but I like that one. La La Land. Ashes and Diamonds. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch like
yes,
horror
you do,
movies.
Yeah.
The
Angry Silence. I'm glad
that's a good one. Angry Silence. Yeah. I remembered that one.
Richard
was on
Attenborough love.
Yeah.
Woo.
And I know our grandma would be very happy to see the Americanization of Emily here. That's
one of her
movie.
favorite.
That's
one of her favorite movies.
That's her grandma's
because
movie.
she loves Julie Andrews. She loves James Garner.
Yeah.
So yeah
Well, who doesn't? They're the most likable actors ever.
If you don't, I don't know what you're thinking. But also the newer ones on here, like I like Aliens. All About My Mother is a very good movie. So yeah, it's
Airplane.
I adore that movie. Like everyone else who's seen it. All the President's Men, obviously genius. Yeah. So yeah, good. I think this is a good selection.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing that, I mean.
Oh, and the 1956 is Anastasia too. Yeah. Great movie.
Mm-hmm, definitely a good movie.
And like I said, La Aventura. I love that movie.
You're the Antonioni fan.
Yes, I am. Yeah. And that's that might be my favorite one he did. So yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of because I said like La La Land, I know Zero for Conduct's on here.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So we'll get to that. But yeah, I like Vigo.
I'm glad they have him on here too. His movies.
Yeah, because you have to. If you didn't, this list would be meaningless. All right, so let's get to the bees. All right,
bees. Babette's Feast, Baby Doll, Back to the Future, which we were just talking about, The Bad and the Beautiful, Bad Day at Black Rock, yay, Badlands, The Baker's Wife, Ball of Fire, one of my favorite movies, The Ballad of Cable Ho, Bambi, yes, you're happy.
Yes, I am.
The Bandwagon, who doesn't love that? Bang the Drum Slowly, The Bank Dick, Barfly, Barry Lyndon, Barton Fink, The Battle of Algiers, Les Beaux Mariages, Beautiful People, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, they have both Cocteau and the Disney one. Bed and
both
Board.
Well-deserved.
Yes, I'm glad I was over those. Bed and Board, Beetlejuice, Before Night Falls, Before the Rain, Being John Malkovich, Being There, Belle de Jour, Ben-Hur, Berlin Alexanderplatz, The Best Years of Our Lives, Beverly Hills Cop, The Bicycle Thief, The Big Chill, The Big Clock, Big Deal on Madonna Street, The Big Heat, Big Night, The Big Red One, The Big Sky, The Big Sleep, Billy Liar, Biloxi Blues, The Birds, Birdie, Black Narcissus, Black Orpheus, Black Robe, Blazing Saddles, Bloody Sunday, Blow Up, Blue Collar, Blue Velvet, woo! Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, Bob Les Flambeaux, Body Heat, Bonnie and Clyde, Boogie Nights, Born on the 4th of July, one of my favorites, Born Yesterday, there are lots of B's, so Les Bouchers, Bound for Glory, Boys Don't Cry, Boys in the Hood, Brazil, another one of my favorites, Bread, Love, and Dreams, Breaker Morant, The Breakfast Club, Breaking Away, Breaking the Waves, Breathless, The Bride Wore Black, The Bridge on the River Kwai, Brief Encounter, A Brief History of Time, Bringing Up Baby, Broadcast News, Brothers Keeper, The Buddy Holly Story, Bull Durham, Bullet, Bus Stop, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Butcher Boy, and Bye Bye Brazil.
And that was a lot, but it's B, and that's a letter with a lot, usually.
And quite a bit of new ones here, too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But there are some new ones, I guess I really like two of my favorite new movies, Brazil, Born on the 4th of July, and Blue Velvet. I love Blue Velvet. And the big red one, because we are both big fans of that one.
Mm-hmm. Fuller in general.
Yeah, exactly. The Big Chill's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so pretty good selection of new ones. Which ones were you pleasantly surprised that are on here?
Yeah, I remember this list has all the Antoine Daniel movies, so I like that. So Bed and Board's on here, which is nice.
I didn't mention Beetlejuice and Being There Too. I love those ones, but yeah.
I like Big Sky's here. That's a good Western. Mm-hmm. Big Clock, good noir, and obviously
John Farrow directing his best.
Yes, definitely. Big Heat, another great noir.
Which any old movie fan would tell you that's a must.
Yeah.
And Bread, Love, and Dreams, that's a big foreign one that I think a lot of people today forget.
Yeah. And any maybe that we didn't talk about on the AFI list, but any like big ones here that you're like, yes. You just like a lot.
Well, I already mentioned some of them.
Well, I mean, besides big older ones.
Yeah, Ball of Fire.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite movies. I've seen it a million times. It's one of the few films where it's a remake. It's also one of my favorite films. A Song Is Born with Danny Kaye and Virginia Mayo, because I would love anything with the two of them, like, down to my very soul. The Bad and the Beautiful, excellent film. One of the best and most witty satires of Hollywood, and actors at their best. I love Bad Day at Black Rock. I think everybody in that, I mean, it's amazing that cast that's in it. And before, most of them weren't even famous. But it's such a tense film and so simply done. It's the kind of film you wouldn't expect a studio like, it was done at MGM, wasn't it? And you wouldn't expect them to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Because it seems so much like a box film. Yeah. But yet it has that bit of MGM sophistication
kind of film
that really goes for it. Yeah, it is.
Well, and I like Barry Lyndon a lot. That's a great movie.
Love that one.
Yeah. Good. I like a good-looking movie. Sue me.
And you love your Kubrick.
Yes, I do.
The Best Years of Our Lives. I would bow down to that movie. How amazing it is. We mentioned it before, but I will mention it again.
And obviously Born Yesterday, tons and tons of fun.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
And I think Improbable Film, there's another great noir. It's a foreign noir, but yeah, and it doesn't get much better than Black Narcissus. Yeah. That's a classic.
And they have one of my old-time favorite films, like ever, not just new or old, Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Everything about that film works for me.
That is a great movie.
And that's one you could just watch over and over again.
Yeah, I think so.
Because you just love these people, even though that's not a thing that they were really like, but who cares? You want it to be
It's Hollywood, and it's good Hollywood.
I'm glad. I'm glad they know that they didn't want it to be what the story really was. They wanted to have their own fun with it, and I like that.
I remember seeing an interview of historians talking about Bonnie and Clyde, and they're because they say people will go to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum and they're like, we love the movie, and that makes them mad. I'm like, and then I just remember we were like, well, nobody would give two shits about them if the movie wasn't made.
Aren't you glad that at least one of the best movies ever made is about them?
Yeah, not only that, but it gets them, they actually like the movie enough that they want to learn about the real life of them. How dare people like something
That's good.
Yeah.
And The Big Sleep is one of my favorite film scripts ever.
Yeah. Great.
She sat on my lap while I was standing up. That's one of my favorite lines ever.
It's one of the best lines.
It is.
Anything else?
Well, I like what they have here. I'll say that. C. Cabaret, The Cane Mutiny, California Suite, Calais 54, Camelot, Camille, Captains Courageous, Carmen Jones, Carnal Knowledge, Casablanca, Oh Who Would Have Thunk, Count on a Hot Tin Roof, Catch 22, Cavalcade, The Celebration, La Ceremonie, Chain is Missing, oh my god, Chariots of Fire, Charlie Varick, Chicago, Chicken Run, La Chienne, Chinatown, Chloe in the Afternoon, Chocolat, The Cider House Rules, The Citadel, Citizen Kane, Claire's Knee, The Clockmaker, A Clockwork Orange, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Close Up, Clueless, The Coal Miner's Daughter, The Color of Money, Come Back Little Sheba, Coming Home, The Conformist, The Conquest of Everest, Contempt, The Conversation, Cool Hand Luke, The Count of Monte Cristo, The Country Girl, The Cousins, The Cranes Are Flying, Cries and Whispers, Crossfire, Crumb, Cry the Beloved Country, and The Crying Game. A lot of newer ones on here.
Yeah. But, I mean, some good ones.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, I'm not like, and that's bad.
Well, I mean, some of them, well, why is Cavalcade on
I
here?
know.
We've talked about it in our Best Picture winner.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, but...
if anything, it looks great.
It does.
Just when they talk, I'm like, no. Stop.
Yeah, like...
It has a great cast.
Yeah, and, like, it's one of those where, like, the cast, like, you'll see, like, people who became famous in it, but, like, yeah, it's just everyone thinks they're better than me.
And I don't know why Chicago's on here. I mean, it's fine, but I wouldn't put it on here.
I guess they like Best Picture winners.
Yeah. But once again, it won over The Pianist, which doesn't make any sense. The Cider House Rules, that's a pretty good film. I'll accept that. Well, Clueless, I'm glad that one's on here. I've seen that. That's one of the films I've seen the most, and I will continue to see it a lot.
No, I mean, I think it captures a generation.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really funny.
No, it's hilarious.
Coming Home, as we both said, we like that one.
Cranes Are Flying, the best.
Yeah.
And The Cousins is good, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Late Cousins, as it should be.
And anyone that you're pleasantly surprised.
Oh, well, Cry the Beloved Country.
Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, the 52 one. Yeah,
and the 1934, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let me see anything. And they also have The Citadel, 2 Robert Donuts.
Yes.
Which I'm all for.
Anything with Robert Donut, I can't get mad at, you know?
And Captain's Courageous.
Captain's Courageous is great.
Yeah, so obviously.
K-Mutiny is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he could, like we were talking about Best Actor, he could have won Best Actor for that one scene alone.
And Crossfire's on here, so how great is that?
Yeah, that's a great movie. Crossfire.
And so you already mentioned some of the ones we probably wouldn't put on here.
Yeah.
Like I said, there are more new ones here.
Yeah, well, except for Cavalcade, but yeah.
I mean,
Curly Cimarron.
I mean, as a whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of newer ones.
Yeah. So. Oh, you mean as a whole?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Sorry.
So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are okay. I wouldn't put them on here, but I mean, yeah, there are some that are just okay. But yeah, we'll move on.
Okay, D. Damn Yankees, The Damned, Dance with a Stranger, Dangerous Liaisons, Daniel, Danton, Dark Eyes, Dark Victory, Darling, David Copperfield, we're very happy about that, David Holtzman's Diary, Dawn of the Dead, Day for Night, The Day of the Jackal, The Day the Earth Stood Still,
One of my favorites.
Yeah. Days of Heaven, Days of Wine and Roses, The Dead, Dead Calm, Dead End, Dead Men Walking, Dead of Night, Dead Ringers, Death in Venice, Death of a Salesman, The Decalogue, Deep End, The Deer Hunter, The Defiant Ones, Deliverance, Desperately Seeking Susan, Destry Rides Again, Diabolique, Dial M for Murder, Diary of a Chambermaid, Diary of a Country Priest, Die Hard, Diner, Dinner at 8, The Dirty Dozen, Dirty Harry, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, Disraeli, Distant Thunder, Diva, Divorce Italian Style, Do the Right Thing, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying, and Love the Bomb.
And she means the 32, Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Yes,
Hyde.
I should have said that. Which
is the best one.
Yeah, duh. Dr. Zhivago, Dodsworth, La Dolce Vita, Donnie Brasco, Don't Look Back, Double Indemnity, Down by Law, Dracula, the 31 one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Dream Life of Angels, Dress to Kill, The Dresser, Driving Miss Daisy, Drowning by Numbers, Drugstore Cowboy, Duck Soup, The Duelist, and Dumbo. Now here we go. Here are some serious stuff here. All right, so let's just start off with ones we're pleasantly surprised about. And
David Copperfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, first, any new ones you want to bring up?
New ones? I mean, I've seen quite a bit of them.
Because even the new ones on here are pretty good. Like I said, Die Hard's one of my favorites, as is The Dirty Dozen. So.
Yeah, Dirty Dozen is really good.
The Dresser. Gotta mention that one. So yeah, some good ones. I like Driving Miss Daisy too. People are like, oh, it won and it shouldn't have. I'm like, I don't care.
That doesn't mean it's a bad movie. That's just
And Dumbo, so my love. My favorite Disney movie. I have to mention that, even though it's not new. But okay, pleasantly surprised. Oh, and I like Dangerous Liaisons, too. But yeah, David Copperfield.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Desperate Rides Again, good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I mean, it was probably going to be on here, but
Mhm.
but The Worst Italian Style is really good.
Dead End. That's a very good one. Especially Humphrey Bogart and Claire Trevor steal the
They're
film.
the best part
of course,
it. Yeah.
Would you expect less? Dead of Night. Excellent. Death of a Salesman, the 51 one. Very cleverly done. And word for word of the play, too. So I respected that. And it still made it cinematic. Because that's a very hard one to do cinematically. The Defiant one's definitely deserving.
Yeah. That's a must.
Dinner 8, because it's normally on lists, but maybe not as much as you think. And Dodsworth, we love that one.
Yeah, I love Dodsworth. Yeah.
So
I've seen it a lot. Like, as far as like dramas with a lot of talking in it goes, I've definitely seen that one a whole lot because I don't get sick of it.
So yeah, a lot of good ones on this one. Any one that you're like, okay, well that one's weird.
Anything for you? I mean, there's some that it does seem odd that they're on here. I mean, I like Disraeli, but there are better George Arliss movies. Yeah. I love George Arliss, but there are better ones.
I'm glad they put one on.
No, I know. I mean, I'd rather have one than none of them because I'd rather him to get recognized. It's just, there are better ones he made. Yeah. It is definitely his most iconic one, though, so I do get if you want to give some George Arliss some love. Yeah, but
I'm surprised that Dirty Rotten Scoundrels on here. I mean, I like it. I guess I just am surprised that they would put it on here because it's a remake. But it's probably a remake that does it a lot better because they have more fun with it. Yeah.
Darling's on here. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Pleasant Surprise right now. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
What is Darling?
No, it's a good one. I love Dirk Bogarde way too much to say something like that.
I'm also glad Damn Yankees is on here too.
Good tab.
Yeah. Drink a tab, baby.
All right, E.
The Earrings of Madame Day. East of Eden, Easy Living.
Yay!
Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, Effie Briest, 8.5, 8 Men Out, The Elephant Man, Elmer Gentry, Empire of the Sun, Enemies, A Love Story, Les Enfants du Paradis, The English Patient, The Entertainer, Entre Nos, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Europa, Europa, very good one, Every Man for Himself, The Exorcist, and The Exterminating Angel. New ones that stand out. Well, like we said, Europa, Europa.
Yeah.
Excellent movie.
Yeah.
Entre Nos is a good one because Isabelle Huppert's in it. So therefore, it is great. Aiden's Out is an interesting one too. My dad loves that movie.
So he would be happy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Empire of the Sun to be on here.
That's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christian Bale at his best.
That's one that you're really like on the edge of your seat too. You really want to know what happens to this kid.
Yeah.
Like Europa, Europa.
Yeah.
So Pleasant Surprises, Easy Living, definitely. Yeah, because that's again
one of the best screwball comedies ever.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
I love it. Too.
Yeah, and we've seen it how many times?
I can't even.
I know, but we love it. Yeah. So we're glad that's on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Children of Paradise is nice. I mean, let's face it, it was going to be on here, and Elmer Gantry probably was too, but that's a good one.
But also good ones to have nonetheless.
Yeah.
So any ones you're like, that shouldn't be on here. I mean, I don't think so.
Nothing worth really bringing up, I guess. Some are, I guess, a little odd, but that's okay.
I actually like The Exorcist. Like I said, I didn't think
I remember you said that you liked it.
I did like it. I thought it'd be like too scary, but no, I was really fine watching it. I don't know why. I don't get scared during movies. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, F. A Face in the Crowd.
Yay.
Face to Face. Faces. The Family Game. Fanny and Alexander. Fantasia. Farewell My Concubine. Far From Heaven. Fargo. Fast, Cheap, and Out of Control. The Fast Runner. Bat City. Fatal Attraction. Father of the Bride. Fellini Satiricon. I never knew how to say that. La Femme Infidèle. La Femme Nikita. The Fisher King. Fist in His Pocket. Fitzcarraldo. 5 Easy Pieces. The Flamingo Kid. The Fly.
The 58 one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had the Flamingo Kid on here twice. It's okay, I own it. Force of Evil, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Forbidden Games, A Foreign Affair. Woo!
Yeah.
The Fortune Cookie, The 400 Blows, Frankenstein, The French Connection, Frenzy, Friendly Persuasion, From Here to Eternity, The Fugitive 1947, Full Metal Jacket, The Full Monty, Funny Face, Funny Girl, and Fury. Alright, new ones that stick out to you.
Okay.
Obviously, you're going to mention Fanny and Alexander, I'm sure.
It's a good one.
Fargo's Grey. I like La Femme Nikita.
I love 5 Easy Pieces. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Full Metal Jacket. Good one.
Yeah, the Full Monty is a lot of fun.
that's a good one.
That's a funny one. Alright, now ones out you were pleasantly surprised.
There were definitely a couple. Well, A Foreign Affair. I love
I
that
know.
movie.
That's one of our
We
favorite
love
movies,
it, yeah. I didn't expect For Whom the Bell Tolls. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. And you like the book too, because it's by your favorite author.
Yeah. One of my favorites, yeah.
Force of Evil, that's anyone with...
Don't disrespect him, B.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
My Franz Kafka bust. Point 2, yeah.
But I know Hemingway's one of your favorites.
Yes,
he's one of your
is.
inspirations.
Yes.
Force of Evil, anyone with John Garfield, it's okay by me, baby.
The 58th, The Fly. That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's on here.
And Forbidden Games, that's like the saddest movie ever, but it should be on here.
And I know the 47, The Fugitive. I know that's one that was like, panned in its day, and it's been slowly like receiving acclaim over
Critics
time.
love it, yeah.
Well, not all of them, but it's been slowly receiving acclaim over time. Like it has good rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It has, so like modern critics like it a lot, and John Ford did, and it was one of his favorites, and I think it's good. I like, well, also again, I like attractive movies, and it's a good looking movie. It's one of his best looking black and white movies. So Fury, yeah.
I was gonna say Fury. That's one hell of a movie. Friendly Persuasion.
Oh, great movie.
Who could hate that movie?
Anthony Perkins.
I know, that's the best part of it.
And I just want to mention 400 Blows because that's one of my favorites.
It is.
Yeah. I mentioned the Antoine Daniel collection. I'm probably going to mention them every time. I can't help it.
Anyone that you were like, okay, that's weird, that's on here.
Alright.
I mean, I'm surprised that La Femme Nikita is on here, but I'm glad it is because it's an action movie, and Jean Reno has a scene-stealing part in it, so it's fine by me.
Well, I forgot Fast, Cheap, and Out of Control's on here. I saw that in school. I was like, a documentary about 4 men with interesting jobs, and it's fine, but it's not like it's
not Fitzcarraldo.
No, it's just it's one that like I feel like overstays its welcome.
Yeah,
because it feels like even though it does focus on 4 different people, I feel like it goes on a bit long, and after a while, it's like, yeah, I get it. Their lives are better than mine. I know, like they're not like these rich men or anything. They just have interesting jobs, but I'm still like they're doing what they want to do, and I'm in college watching this. So, well, anyway.
But overall, lots of good old ones on for the Fs.
Yep.
Okay, G. Gallipoli, Gandhi, Gangs of New York, The Garden of the Finzi Continus, Gas Food Lodging, Gaslight, 1944, Gate of Hell, A Geisha, The General, General de la Rovere.
And of course she doesn't mean the Silence of General, just reminding people that there are no
of course,
silent movies on this list.
Because it doesn't know what it's doing. Genevieve, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Georgie Girl, Get Carter, Get Out Your Handkerchiefs, Ghost World, Giant, Gigi, Gimme Shelter, The Girl Can't Help It, which we mentioned before, Girl with the Suitcase, The Gleaners and I, The Goalie's Anxiety at the Penalty Kick, The Go-Between, The Godfather Part 2, Going My Way, Goldfinger, Gone with the Wind, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, The Good Earth, Goodbye Mr. Chips, Goodfellas, Gosford Park, The Graduate, Grand Hotel, Grand Illusion, The Grapes of Wrath, The Great Dictator, Great Expectations, The Great Man, The Great McGinty, The Greatest Show on Earth, Green for Danger, Gregory's Girl, The Grifters, Groundhog Day, The Gunfighter, and Gunga Din. First of all, new ones that you like that you would like to mention.
All right. Well, there were some, I
Well,
believe.
Georgie girls newer than what we go by,
Uh-huh.
so
So you're
I
gonna
like
mention
it.
it, yeah.
I like Ghost World a lot, actually. I think it's funny and
I remember you
sarcastic.
said that you liked that
Obviously,
one.
we like both of the Godfathers. We mentioned
Yeah,
that before.
because we're not monsters.
I like Gosford Park. I like Robert Altman in general.
Oh, Groundhog Day, awesome
Yeah.
movie.
Oh my god, love it.
Yeah.
The Grifters is good too. So, because Annette Bitting's in it, and so obviously it's good. All right, pleasant surprises.
There were a lot.
Yeah, I know. Genevieve.
Girl with a Suitcase. I
Yeah.
love that movie. That's a good one. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but when I
Yeah.
saw it, I really liked it.
The Great Man.
Yeah, great movie. The Good Earth. That's on
Yeah,
here. That's a good movie.
glad.
Yeah.
Green for Danger.
That
bow down to the movie.
I love Green for Danger. That's probably a favorite.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love Gunga Din. That's up there
Yeah,
for me too. And The Gunfighter's a great movie.
Mhm.
I mean, as far like if you are
that is
definitely
a pleasant
including
surprise.
yeah, but I mean if you're definitely including westerns, I feel like it's a must. But
Yeah.
most people skip over
I know.
it.
It's
So
like
therefore,
westerns.
we only include a few of those movies.
All right. So ones that you were surprised are on here.
You mean like that didn't deserve it?
Well, in your opinion, yeah.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Go ahead, honey.
I think Gregory's Girl is
Yeah, I
overrated.
know you think that.
Yeah, it's one that because I hear some people go nuts for that movie, so I watched it, and it could be because there's like it. I know like today's modern indie movie is a lot like it, and I feel like I've seen that movie before and I've seen it done better. So I wasn't that into it. I just felt like I've seen it a million times. I feel like it's one of those
because it inspired so many.
Oh, it
times,
clearly
yeah.
did, but it's one where the characters are quirky. I feel like, but not relatable. Like there's the point where there are movies that make characters quirky, but yet I relate to them, and I did not relate to the characters in this movie.
It's not like Ghost World where I related to the quirky.
No, yeah, I know what I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of movies today, when they make them quirky, sometimes they do it way too far, and it kind of reminded me of
more
that.
quirkiness for quirky's sake.
Yeah, but some do it really well.
Of course,
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, that's
a great movie, and
on all accounts.
That's like I think as far as like characters who have quirks, but and quirks that you probably don't even really connect to, but yet you'll like them.
But you relate to them nonetheless.
Yeah, you do because they're losers. So that to me, that's doing it totally 100% right.
Yeah,
that's when you hit the bullseye, and I feel like and I did not feel that way watching this movie. I know a lot of people like it, but I feel like it's been done better.
I'm sorry, it's the greatest show on earth's on here. I mean, I think I like it better than most people.
No, I do. I like it better than most people. It's just...
And it has Dorothy Lamour in it, so it has that going for it.
It's one of those movies that if it didn't win Best Picture, people would just take it for what it is. It's supposed to be DeMille Hookham, and I can get into that.
Of course.
Some people can't.
But, like, but if we're going to pick Cecil B. DeMille films here, why not Cleopatra? Why not?
Like, where was that?
Because I'm thinking of, like, ones that I'm, like, blown over by.
Yeah.
Like, something like that.
It won Best Picture, so it's on here. That seems to be role with this.
I know, like they're not on here sometimes because they actually deserve it.
Yeah,
there's so many Cecil B. DeMille films you could pick, and I feel like that and the Ten Commandments might be the only DeMille ones on here.
That's gonna be depressing because I feel like if they had silent ones, they would probably be on here. But also, there are good ones that I feel like are like also Cecil B. DeMille is one of those guys that you have to know what you're getting into, and I think if you know, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
It's some of the most fun you'll have watching movies.
Like granted, it's one of those where I know what I'm gonna get into, yet I don't, because I end up usually being pleasantly surprised by his movies.
His main purpose is to be entertaining. That he is.
Yeah, at least that movie is entertaining.
For sure. Well, yes, of course it is. But I don't think it's as entertaining as something like The Crusades was.
No, I agree. I had more fun during that movie. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay, H. Hail the Conquering Hero.
Yay!
You're hailing him.
Yeah.
Hair.
Yay!
Hamlet and Hamlet, 48 and 2000. Handle with Care. Hannah and Her Sisters. Happiness, A Hard Day's Night. Harlan County, USA. Harry and Tonto, A Hat Full of Rain. The Heartbreak Kid. Yes! Heartland. Heart of Darkness, the filmmaker's apocalypse. Heat and Desire, Heather.
Heat and Dust.
Oh my god.
That's right.
Heat and Dust. Okay, it's hot. It's Heat and Dust in here. Heathers, Heavy Traffic, Hemat, The Heiress, Henry V and Henry V, 1946 and 1989. Henry Fool, Here Comes Mr. Jordan. Yay! High and Low, The High and the Mighty. High Art, High Hopes, High Noon, High Sierra, The Hill, Hiroshima Mon Amour, His Girl Friday, The Homecoming, Hoop Dreams, Hoping Glory, Hotel Terminus, The Life and Times of Klaus Barbie, The Hours, Household Saints, House of Games, How Green Was My Valley.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. How to Marry a Millionaire, Howard's End, HUD, Huey Long, Husbands and Wives, and The Hustler. Any new ones you want to bring up?
Hannah and Her
I was
Sisters
gonna say
is
that's
awesome.
obviously
Hair. Love Hair.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite Broadway plays. Too.
Yeah, well,
So,
like
soundtracks.
Yeah, haven't seen the Broadway play. We've heard the soundtrack and
love it.
Well, we have the soundtrack memorized.
Yeah,
it's
we do.
amazing. I love it.
The Heartbreak Kid. Enjoy that one immensely. And it's incredibly funny. Obviously. Heart of Darkness, the filmmaker's apocalypse. Excellent documentary.
Yeah, that's like the documentary for like movie fans because it shows like just how much filmmakers put into their work and how it basically runs their lives.
Exactly.
It's I feel like a must for a movie fan. Well, anything else?
Any pleasant surprises then?
Yeah.
Well, once again, The Heartbreak Kid, I would say, was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
for me. And
Hair. Yeah. Yes, Hair.
Hail the Conquering Hero. We're huge fans of that movie.
That's my second favorite Sturgis after Sullivan's Travels.
I've seen it how many times?
Yeah. I mean, Here Comes Mr. Jordan totally deserves to be on here, and I'm glad
it's one of my favorite.
It's
movies,
one of my it's up there.
It's
definitely one of my favorites.
It should be on here. If it wasn't, we would riot.
The Hill's a great
I would say
movie.
The Hill. I'm very glad that one's on here.
Uh-huh.
Incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
Well,
I love How Green Is My Valley. Again, I see that this list loves Best Picture winners, but that one's
actually deserves it.
That one's actually an amazing Best Picture winner. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Try to think of something wrong with it, you can't.
How to Marry a Millionaire is fun.
I love that movie too.
Yeah.
It's sparkling.
Uh-huh.
It defines sparkling comedy.
I like HUD. That's a good one.
Yeah, of course you would. They're already in it. I mean,
yeah, the cast is awesome. Okay.
So anyone that you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, a couple more.
Yeah.
Let me see if any well, I like High Sierra a lot, but we always say this Colorado Territory's better.
Yeah.
I totally get, I know High Sierra did it first and helped make Bowie a star, and it is a great movie, but I just feel Colorado Territory is even better.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Everything that you wanted to be better about High Sierra is better in Colorado Territory.
I like The High and the Mighty a lot. I'm surprised it's on here, and I mean... it's one of those old movies where, I'll watch it, sure, lots of times. I love disaster movies like that, even though it's not really a disaster movie. But at the same time, I wasn't expecting to find it on here because, you think of it as just maybe a time waster, except for the wonderful Jan Sterling's performance.
Well, I know,
and Paul Drake's in it, so is that going for?
Well, I know, A Hat Full of Rain was, a really... well-received movie in its time. It's just one that, again, the problem's been done since, and I feel like it's been done more powerfully since, even though, that movie has, a really good cast. It has Don Murray, so of course I'm gonna like it, but, it's one that, you've seen the problem done since, and it's just been, they've been able to get away with more since. I feel like they've been able to show the problem a little better of drug abuse, and so I feel like...
But there's groundbreaking.
It is groundbreaking. It's a landmark in many ways.
But it hasn't stood the test of time the way The Lost Weekend has.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the gentleman's agreement of movies like that where...
And I really like Gentleman's Agreement.
No, I like Gentleman's Agreement.
But I know,
it's dated, and the punch is worn off. It's not one while you could say a movie like The Snake Pit, some of it might have worn off. It's still a powerful movie.
Absolutely.
And you still get punched in the gut watching it.
So much has changed, and yet so much hasn't.
Yeah. So you still... That one's still powerful, I feel like. You could say it's tamer now, but it's still powerful. Yeah. And I feel like, you can maybe argue that case...
Just because it's sophisticated, but doesn't make it so tame,
I think you can argue maybe, A Half Full Rain does have some of that punch, but I feel like it is definitely... much more tamer than something like The Snake Pit, which I do feel, even though, maybe it's a little, it has shock has worn a little
Mhm.
over time, I still feel like is, has aged better.
Why is the Hustler on here? I'm joking. Oh my god, I'm totally joking. I wanted to joke about something like that. So I picked which one that would make everyone
Did you
mad.
see my face?
Yeah, you were like, what?
Oh my god.
No, obviously it's awesome. Okay, so stop.
You can send your angry comments.
I've seen The Color of Money too. Okay, so
put the angry comments below, and
even though it was a joke, don't you get a joke?
Some people don't be okay.
I guess not. Okay, I know where I'm going. I remember Mama. I want to live. If Ikaru, I'm alright, Jack. Imitation of Life. In Cold Blood. In the Bedroom. In the Heat of the Night. The Informer. Inherit the Wind. The Insider. Internal Affairs. The Ipcris File. It Happened One Night. It's a Gift. It's a Wonderful Life. Very good list.
Every movie.
Applauding.
Every movie I've seen in this section.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of them. I've seen most of them, but
Yeah.
every movie I've seen in this section I've liked.
Yeah, me too. So I can't really think of like.
So new ones, should we do?
Yeah, sure.
If great movie.
Yeah.
It's Zero for Conduct reimagined. It's not just Zero for Conduct again. It's a different movie. And obviously we gotta mention In Cold Blood.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's so good. That movie, I often, when I talk about movies that stuck with me long after I've seen it, I always bring up In Cold Blood
like,
because...
Like, I was just sitting there thinking about it days and days
Me
afterwards.
too. I would be at work and I'd be thinking about it. Like, yeah, while I'm doing my work, I'm just like, oh, remember that scene in Cold Blood? It's that type of movie. I recommend it to everybody.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this...
It's so tastefully done.
It is.
And that's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Richard Brooks, man, he knows how to do it.
He knows.
If you are listening and you haven't seen this movie, do yourself a favor and see it, because I feel like, yeah, the subject matter may be disturbing to some people, but you're going to be glad that you sat through it when you finish it.
Like I said, it's very tastefully done.
Yeah, it doesn't show anything that, like, cross the line. It's 1967. They're not going to show.
They're still going to
be. They're still going to be tasteful with it. This is before we got I can do anything I want syndrome.
Yeah. In the Heat of the Night, obviously you like that one. But I like it too.
Yeah, I love In the Heat of the Night.
I love movies like this. We said, anyone that has to do with civil rights, I will watch it, even if it's today. I don't care. I like those movies.
I love movies with Sidney.
Of course you do, because you're in love with him.
Yes, he's one of my many boyfriends.
Yes.
Old movie boyfriends. Yeah. We have a lot.
Yes, we do.
He's one of them.
One of the big ones.
Yeah.
All right, so pleasant surprises.
Oh, so many.
I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going. That's a great movie.
Alan Pressburger, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, any Alan Pressburger movie that's on this list, I don't think I'm gonna complain about. I'm probably gonna have nothing but praise for. I Want to Live's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. I just bought it, so
yeah. That shows how good it is. Ikaru. Finally, we get to some curves. I mean, we had I think High and Low.
High and Low was on here.
But yeah, Ipcris File's a good one. That's one that
is a really good one.
Yeah, that's one that start with it and stick with it.
Yeah,
because oh man, it goes places.
And then it got follow-ups too. So yeah.
Yeah.
And they're actually good too. So
yeah. Inherit the Wind's a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, I love it.
The Informer, I'm glad that's on
Me
here.
too.
A lot of people skip over that when they talk about John Ford
for
some reason.
Even though he won Best Director for it, it's one that I think directing wise, just the look of it and the emotion of it and the way it makes this guy ratted on his friend, but yet you feel so bad for him and you understand where he's coming from. It's
because in every other movie, obviously, we would not like him.
Yeah,
but now
they would portray him as a black and white villain.
Because obviously, anyone that does that has a reason for doing it.
Yeah, and it really is just his reason, and
his reason is so dumb at the same time, but yet you understand it.
Yeah, and also
and he feels so bad. He does good things with the money. So.
Yeah, and he's just so humiliated, and you feel the humiliation with him because you're he wants to get out of the situation. He wants to get out of it, and you're yeah, I would too. It looks awful. Living in Ireland during.
But he feels so bad that he doesn't use the money for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the very thing he got it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's after him too. So yeah. And The best movie ever made. It had the one night. It's my favorite movie. If I haven't mentioned it before,
You have.
but I'm sure I have.
It was we talked. Remember we did the IMDb list, and we also did Best Picture winners. So yeah.
Well, in case I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah, there's not anyone I'm not going to mention. Why is that on here? Because they're all good.
Yeah.
Okay, J and K are short, so we'll do them together. J, Jailhouse Rock. Jaws, The Jazz Singer, Jean de Florette, Jerry Maguire, Johnny Guitar, The Judge and the Assassin, Judgment at Nuremberg, Judo, Jules and Jim, Juliet of the Spirits, Junior Bonner. K, Cage Musha, The Killers, The Killing Fields, Kind Hearts and Coronas, The King and I, King Kong, King Lear, The King of Comedy, The King of Marvin Gardens, Kiss of the Spider Woman, Clute, Knife in the Water, and Kramer versus Kramer. Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, some new ones I'd like to mention. I love Jerry Maguire. I love Tom Cruise.
I knew you would mention.
Well, it's really well written.
Yeah. None that I feel like I have to mention.
And I also like The King of Comedy because Jerry Lewis is in it. And I love Kramer versus Kramer. That's because holds a special place in my heart. Yeah. Stop. Okay.
Bianca loves Dustin Hoffman in it.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I do.
It's alright.
Okay. Stop it. No, it's fine. Alright, Pleasant Surprises.
Well, I mean, it should be on here, but Johnny Guitar and Knife in the Water, they should be on here, and they're. But I'm glad they are. I'm just saying, Cage Musha, I'm glad is on here. That's a good one.
Jailhouse Rock. I think it's Elvis at its best. So.
Well, yeah. If you're gonna include one Elvis one, it's definitely one of the ones you wanna consider. So.
I would include all of them. No, I do like them. But yeah, I think that would be the one to include. Yeah. It's subjectively probably the best. Although maybe you could argue King Creole also. Maybe I'm biased because that's my favorite one. But I think he's very good with dramatic work. It's not said enough, but he is.
I love The Killers.
Yeah.
The 46 The Killers. Yes. Oh man, I love it.
I like both of them. But yeah, I like the 46 one because
the 46 one has Edmund O'Brien. Yeah, in it, therefore it's the best.
And Charles McGraw got starred in it, so I'm indebted to it. But yeah, that's a good one, and obviously being Hemingway fans, we like it.
Oh yeah, I love how the beginning is just the Hemingway story.
Yeah, word for word.
Yeah,
it's like you're watching I remember this. I remember. Yeah,
I read this.
Yes, you said this.
I watched it right after I read the short story, so I'm like, yeah, I read that.
Okay, anyone that you are surprised is on here.
The Jazz Singer. No, I get it. I get it.
It should be on here.
No, and you expect it to, but it's not a great movie. It's not.
Yeah. I really like Al Jolson, so I'm not like...
No, I mean, the songs are good.
Yeah.
But
if the whole thing was him singing, it would be a masterpiece.
It's schmaltzy, the movie.
Yeah. That's what if it was just him singing the whole time, I'd be like, this movie's amazing. like King of Jazz, but with Al Jolson.
Oh, I want to bring something up real quick. When I was trying to think of when we did the IMDb list a while ago, and I was trying to think of what in the top 250 deserved to be on it the most that wasn't there. I was, because I was just thinking about it after we finished. I was like, King Kong wasn't on there.
That is a sin.
It should have been in the top 50.
You assume it would be on. It's one of those things.
It's one that you like. And when it wasn't on there, I didn't think about it because it's just one that you're like, yeah, of course it was on there.
I'm sure there are.
I'm sure we talked about it.
I'm sure there are people out there that don't like the movie or haven't seen it, but that's a scary thought.
Oh my god, it's just. I mean, that's one that. I know you could say, well, that's a landmark, The Jazz Singer, but it's actually good. I mean, it's actually aged. I mean, The Jazz Singer's a okay movie, it's fine, but it's not, I feel like it's, too schmaltzy. King Kong is just perfect.
The reason why The Jazz Singer works is because of Al Jolson.
Yeah, I agree. If it was someone else.
Which they were going to get George Jessel for because he was in it on the stage, and that probably would have been different, but...
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Talking Pictures still would have taken off and still would have been this big landmark movie, but I don't think it would have. I feel like
it probably would have stood the
test of time. I feel like Jolson's charisma ages,
Yeah, I know, because obviously he has charisma, and that a fool would deny it. But yeah, I just like listening to him, so I don't mind. But like, yeah, but when they're not talking, I'm like, oh my god, Alice, sing, please. I miss you.
Yeah, you know, you are like that. Like, not that, again, I've seen movies like the plot, so it's nothing like unbearable to me. Like
No,
how
of course
some
not.
people, like, I know, like, if you're not used to old movies and you watch it because it's a landmark, obviously you're gonna be like, if you're not used to, like, I mean, programmers, like old programmers, you're gonna be a little like,
and those kind of plots, because
you're gonna understandably be like turned off by it, I think. But or you might be pleasantly surprised. I don't know, but you know, I think that you know, but I have seen movies like it, but maybe that's why it kind of seems ordinary to me. I'm like, I've seen this. Yeah,
just every time I think about it, I just think of Alice singing.
Yeah, I think it's Toot Toot Tootsie.
Yeah, that's that and Mammy are the best parts of the movie. Easily.
All right, let's move on.
LA Confidential.
I think we could have gotten that from LA Confidential.
Yeah, probably obvious now.
Yeah.
Lacombe Lucien, The Lady Eve, The Lady Vanishes. Woo! Lady Bird, not the Lady Bird this year. Couldn't be. America, The Last American Hero, The Last Emperor, The Last Metro, The Last Picture Show, The Last Seduction, Last Tango in Paris, The Last Temptation of Christ, The Last Waltz, Laura, Woo! Lavender Hill Mob, Lawrence of Arabia, Go Do Your Cheer.
Yeah, there. I knew you would be like, do it, Virginia.
A League of Their Own, Leaving Las Vegas, The Leopard, The Letter. I think it means the 1941 because The Leopard's 63 and they put 63 twice.
Yeah, I mean.
And there wasn't, I can't think of a movie called The Letter from 1963.
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Claudia Cardinelli's in it too.
A letter. And Ella Dillon.
It's a great movie. A Letter to Three Wives. Yes.
Yeah.
Woo! Les Liaisons Dangereuses.
Which came out in 1969, 1961, I'm pretty sure. Or 59.
59,
59, yeah. But why did it have 61?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Maybe that was the year it was released here.
Oh, yeah. That could be it. Which is fine.
The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp. Life is Sweet. The Life of Emile Zola. Woo!
Yeah.
Life with Father. Like Water for Chocolate. Lily. Woo!
Yeah!
Little Big Man. Little Caesar. The Little Foxes. Little Fugitive. The Little Kidnappers. Little Vera. Little Women. 1933 and 1994. The Lives of a Bengal Lancer.
Yeah!
Living in Oblivion. Local Hero. Lola. Lola Montez. Lolita. Lone Star. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. Long Day's Journey into Night. The Long Goodbye. The Long Good Friday, The Long Voyage Home, great one.
Yeah.
Longest Day, Look Back in Anger, Lost Horizon, Lost in America, The Lost Weekend, Love, Love Affair, Love and Death, A Love in Germany, Love in the Afternoon, Lovely and Amazing, Love on the Run, Lover Come Back, yes, The Lovers, Loves of a Blonde, Loving and Lust for Life.
Yeah.
Lots of good new ones on here, so let's mention some new ones that we like.
Okay. Let's do that. If I can find one that I find worth mentioning.
I like The Last Temptation of Christ. Beautifully done. And not a very easy one to film, too. So, I love A League of Their Own, too. I can watch that how many times. That's one I keep watching, because it's awesome. There was some more I wanted to mention. I like Little Big Man. As far as, like, post-classic westerns go, that's a very good one. Because it's funny too. I was like, I didn't expect it to be funny. I'm watching, I'm like laughing, and I'm like, I was not expecting this. Pleasant surprise. The Long Goodbye is a good one because it updates the noir trope and makes it like pathetic purposefully.
Love and Death's funny.
Yeah, that's
funny. A funny Woody one.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Lost in America is fucking hilarious. We love Albert Brooks in this house.
As we say, this is an
Albert Brooks house. Yeah. With Eddie Murphy, this is an Eddie Murphy house. Yep. Exactly. Let you know where our tastes are at.
We grew up on
on these people.
And Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. All right, so pleasant surprises.
Well, there was quite a bit actually.
Yeah. Well, The Lady Vanishes is one of my favorite movies. Very glad it's on here. Because, I mean, it should be as well as it should be.
Yeah.
A Letter to Three Wives, another one of my favorites. I'm very glad that's on here because I feel like not enough people appreciate the genius that it is.
The Leopard should be on here, and it is, so that's good. I
think they would need one Visconti.
Yeah. Life with they had Death and Venice earlier.
Oh yeah, they did.
Life with Father. I was surprised.
Yeah.
And I like that movie a lot.
Of course.
So yeah.
The Life of Emil Zola. I feel like a lot of, even though like it won.
It's just overlooked.
I know, and it shouldn't because it's awesome.
Amazing. The Little Foxes is maybe my favorite Betty Davis movie, so I'm very glad that's on here. I love it.
Absolutely deserves it.
Yeah.
The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they have some
I love that movie
British
too,
movies like from this time period.
Well, I don't know if I love it, but I do like it a lot.
I love they have British movies from that time period here because they're amazing. This is like Britain at its best.
Little Kidnappers is a good movie.
Yeah. The Long Voyage Home. Very glad that one's on here.
That's a good one.
Yes. Love Affair. Thank you, God.
Yeah, they don't have an affair. Remember,
they have Love Affair,
which is the best one.
Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah. Charles Boyer and Irene Dunne.
I know. You can't get better than that. Love in the Afternoon. Very glad they have that one too, because that's such a charming little film.
Yes.
Love Her Come Back's one of the best comedies of the time. It's very funny.
I'm sure Lust for Life would have been on here, but it's awesome as well.
Yeah. Some ones that you were like, oh, okay.
Well, again, Best Picture Syndrome, but The Last Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good looking movie, but I was, of course, drawn in by Peter O'Toole, because I love him. Clearly, because I cheered during Lawrence of Arabia, but
And when we actually like LA Confidential, so we don't have to complain about that one.
I like that one,
I understand my Last Tango in Paris is on here, but I personally was like, okay, this is just basically a porno. No, it's, but, and you saw all of her, none of him. I'm bringing that up. I mean, you saw most of him, but not everything. And I'm like, okay, it's not one part of her body. I don't know what it looks like now. Not that I minded, but it's the whole damn movie.
And you never see him, you said?
Not the whole thing.
No, then
I know. I'm like, if you're gonna either go big or go home. But
why would you? I just. I mean,
I was like, is this a movie made for men? I feel like.
No, well, I was gonna say that pisses me off when movies do that, because I'm like, I'm here too.
I know. Like you can show all the women because it's just a woman. We're gonna show everything, but men, ew, that's gross. But it's like, excuse me.
No, I also. I did actually want to bring this up. I hate when movies, like they show like the female body to be shocking, and I'm like, I'm not shocked by that. I'm a woman.
Now when you see movies like this, I'm like, it can't really shock me anymore.
I take a shower every day. I'm not shocked by it.
Yeah, like women are just like, yes, there it is.
There it is. I've seen that.
I am not shocked at all. Let's see, anyone down here. No.
You don't know? I mean, nothing that I feel compelled to speak about. Oh, for Pleasant Surprises, I didn't mention Lives of a Bangle Lancer.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love that movie. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, clearly I said I love Young with Dan, so of course I love Lives of a Bangle Lancer, because, I get that it's same war, but also same, like, bickering, like, men in the army.
And each one has, like, our favorite actors in it.
Yeah.
So. We like that.
Yeah, when you get to watch, like, Furniture Tony, Gary Cooper, that
obviously
helps.
I'm gonna like that movie. M. There are a lot of M's, okay. M. 1931. Mad Max. The Madness of King George. The Magic Flute. The Major and the Minor. Major Barbara. Make Way for Tomorrow, Malcolm X, The Maltese Falcon, A Man for All Seasons, Manhunt, The Man Who Came to Dinner, The Man Who Loved Woman, The Man Who Wasn't There, Man with the Golden Arm, The Manchurian Candidate, Manhattan, Manon of Spring, Marriage Italian Style, The Marriage of Maria Braun, Married to the Mob, The Marian Kind, Marty, Mary Poppins, MASH, The Match Factory Girl, Mayor Ling, 1937. McCabe and Mrs. Miller, Mean Streets, Meet Me in St. Louis, Melvin and Howard, Memories of Underdevelopment, The Memory of Justice, The Men. Woo! I'm glad that's on here.
Yeah, me too. Pleasant surprise.
I know. Yeah. Menage, Metropolitan, Midnight, 1939. Midnight Cowboy, Minnie and Moskowitz, The Miracle on Morgan's Creek, Miracle on 34th Street, The Miracle Worker, Les Miserables, 1935. Woo! Here for the ones.
Yeah.
The Misfits, Missing, Mr. and Mrs. Bridge, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Hulot's Holiday, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Mrs. Miniver, Mon Uncle d'Amerique, Mona Lisa, Monsieur Verdoux, Monsters Inc., Moonlighting, not the show, Moonstruck, The More the Merrier, Morgan, The Mortal Storm, Mother, Moulin Rouge, The Mouthpiece,
Yeah.
Much Ado About Nothing, Mulholland Drive, Murmur of the Heart, Mutiny on the Bounty, My Beautiful Laundrette, My Darling Clementine, My Dinner with Andre, My Fair Lady, My Left Foot, My Life as a Dog, My Man Godfrey, My Night at Maud's, My Own Private Idaho, My 20th Century, and My Uncle, Mon Uncle.
I was just about to say, where's my
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh,
yeah, where is it?
All right, so new ones you want to bring up.
There's actually quite a
I
bit.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Manhattan, obviously, because we love Woody here. This is a Woody house.
MASH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's a good one.
I like it because
And I like the show too.
Donald Sutherland. That's not the only reason.
That's the only reason.
It is a reason.
It helps, I'm sure.
McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Again, there's a reason, but it's very beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Mean Streets. That's one of the Martin Scorsese ones where that's one of my favorite Martin Scorsese ones. A lot of like Taxi Driver. I look at him like, this is who he is. Like, why isn't he not doing ones like these anymore?
Because he's moved on, Bino.
He shouldn't have. Midnight Cowboy is awesome.
I love Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
Well, again, I don't know if I love it, but I like it a lot. Yeah,
that's one that's.
Yeah, no, it's really.
It's also funny.
No, it is. It's really good. Yeah.
Missing. That's a Jack Lemmon is fantastic in that one, and obviously I love anything with him in it. I really like Monsters Inc. too. I still laugh like crazy watching it.
Billy Crystal gets you.
I know. Billy Crystal is one of the funniest men ever. So
Moonstruck. That's a good movie.
This is a Moonstruck house.
This is
It's a big Moonstruck house. Like, you can't be part of this family if you haven't seen
like
it.
Our extended family. Just quotes Moonstruck. Yeah.
Mother, speaking of Albert Brooks. That's very funny. Much Ado About Nothing, that's a good one.
My Left Foot's great.
Yes, I knew you'd mention that.
Like, come on.
And My Own Private Idaho, Let Me Bow Down to the Wonderful River Phoenix.
My Night at Maud's is good.
But like River Phoenix is one of those modern actors, even though he's dead. But I watch anything with him, like with Tom Cruise. He's one of the people I've seen the most of, and I think of him. I love him the way I love old actors. There's only one other modern actor I do that with, and that's Jude Law. If you don't count like Warren Beatty and people like that, because he's technically from.
I know what you mean.
The end of the era.
Yeah, you mean past the 70s.
Like
stuff.
Still like would be in leading man material because he would be. All right, so pleasant surprises. There's lots of those.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The Major and the Minor. Very glad that one's on here.
That's a fun one.
That is.
That a lot.
I guess we.
Major Barbara.
Major Barbara. I was gonna say Make Way for Tomorrow too. Manhunt, one of my favorite movies.
I love Manhunt. That's a favorite. Yeah.
And it has Walter Pidgeon in it.
Man Who Came to Dinner.
That's another one.
That's one that I laugh every time I watch.
I know. Yeah. That one, it just really retains its charm. It's one they have to watch several times to do because you want to hear everything.
Well, Marilyn, yeah.
Charles Boy, baby.
Oh, anything with him.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, The Man, I'm very glad that's on here because that's one that I was just drawn in completely.
Yeah, Midnight.
Yes.
That's one that we years and years ago showed our mom. And
she was cracking up. And she doesn't like old movies like we do. Like she's like, it was okay most of the time.
Most of the time that's her reaction. It was okay. But yeah, that one she loved. And she was like quoting in the next day. She's like, remember this line? And we're like, yeah, that's a good one.
She thought like John Barry was so funny.
Yeah, because he is. He's hilarious.
The Mortal Storm. That's a nice, pleasant little surprise.
Yeah.
The Mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece is good one too. That's when I see people talk about like good pre-codes, that one tends to come up a lot, and it is a great movie. So I'm glad that we get pre-code love because this list that's something.
Especially with Warren William.
Yes, because he's awesome.
Obviously,
but that's something this list is clearly lacking. Like pre-code.
There really are pre-codes.
No. Because, movies really didn't get started until, 1935. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Although a lot of people would say, oh, after 1970, sure. and maybe we'll include The Graduate.
Has the 53 Moulin Rouge, which is
a
good movie. That, well cast, good looking. Yeah. So, yeah, very good. Yeah.
and Miracle Work. A lot of people overlook that.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic, fantastic film. And again, one that would be really hard to make cinematic, but they
Yeah,
do.
they do. It's one that, and the fact that, they're both
And
were on the stage, and yet they're so,
doesn't feel rehearsed.
It feels like they're doing it at the top of their head. They're really good.
They become the parts.
Yeah.
Anyone that you would say, well, why is that on here?
I have to remind myself. I mean, any for you?
I'm looking.
Well,
Stop pestering me.
I don't know.
Overall, I was like fine with it.
Well, I mean, nothing that I feel like, obligated to bring up.
No.
Like, nothing that, like, bothers me. Maybe a lot of... I'm not seeing, like, a lot of, like, the movies from, like, the 90s and 80s that, like, really bother me. That were, like, on the IMDb list. Yeah. Not a lot of those.
And the one from the 90s is My Own Private Idaho, so obviously I'm gonna, like, okay. The Naked Gun. We're on N. The Naked Gun from the Files of the Police Squad. Very happy that's on here. Yes. Nashville. Another good one. Yeah. National Lampoon's Animal House. National Velvet. Network. Never on Sunday. Night Moves. Night of the Hunter. Night of the Living Dead. A Night to Remember. Oh, let's show us some love. A Nightmare on Elm Street. 1900. Anochka. Nobody's Fool. Norma Ray. North by Northwest. Nothing But the Best. Notorious. Woo! Not Voyager. The Newt de Varens. The Nun Story. I remember this list being a lot worse than it is. My goodness.
Yeah. Well, also, again, it's just when I was. What really I take away from this list is no silent movies.
Yeah, that's
makes me mad.
Major problem. But yeah.
Well, yeah, there's no like. Well, also there really aren't a lot of like big blockbusters, so I think that's one thing. I know, like, some of those movies are pretty good, but they, they've had, like, Die Hard and stuff, so they've had, like, some of the good ones,
That one's one of the best.
Alright, well.
The Naked Gun is one of the funniest movies ever. Like we said, we like Airplane, so we like Naked Gun.
Just Leslie Nielsen, man.
Obviously, he's one of the funniest people ever. Nashville, we love that one too. Like we mentioned, we like Robert Altman, and that's like his magnum opus. So, and it has Uneasy in it. So.
I don't know if I love it, but I do really like it.
I think I love it.
Okay, no, I can totally get that.
His characters are so good.
It's one that like when I first saw it and when I finished, I was like, what? Like. What? And then, like, when because I was like, it just ended. But then,
I remember you saying that to me, and I was like, and then when I watched it, I was going off of what you said, and I'm like, what was she thinking?
It's one that when I kept thinking about it, I was like, I really was misjudging that movie. Yeah.
But I remember I was going off your first impressions when I'm watching, like, what was she thinking? This is great. Animal House.
It is a great ending, and I'm not going to deny that now. Yeah, Animal House.
We were just talking about Animal House because it's really, really funny. Yep. I mean, not on here,
this
but
is an Animal House house.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It really is. It's our parents can, like, quote it back and forth.
Yeah.
And...
No other, like, newer stuff.
Norma Ray's good.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Alright, so Pleasant Surprises.
Well,
A Night to Remember. Woo!
Yeah, I love A Night to Remember.
That's the best Titanic.
It is by far.
Yeah. Followed by the 1953 Titanic. Excuse me, because Barbara Stanwyck's in it.
The Nun Story is really good. Yeah, and it's visual. It's well acted. Yeah. It's gripping. It's emotional. It's a lot of what a film should be. Never on Sundays on here, and that's a good movie.
Yeah. Nothing But the Best. I feel like a lot of people will be like, that's a little dark because it's a dark comedy. But
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's because it's a British humor. But I'm glad that they appreciate it. I think a lot of people today will be like, oh my goodness. And Ninotchka.
Yes.
How much do we love that movie?
Love it.
Let Me Count the Waves. Okay.
Notorious is the best. Yeah. That's my favorite Hitchcock.
Yeah,
because when we did the IMDb
both of our favorite ones are on here.
Yeah. When we did the IMDb top 250, that one wasn't on there, so I didn't get to talk about it, but
neither was mine.
Yeah, I noticed both of ours weren't on there.
Here's Notorious, mine's The Lady Vanishes.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have the 39 Steps either, did they?
No.
See, that's weird.
That is weird.
How dare you?
See, that list is just wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So many
it's
ways.
popular opinions, but yeah, I just notorious. The characters, the tension, just everything about it. And I like complicated characters that the movie actually has you root for.
Yeah.
Because like when you can't stand the characters where you don't like them, then it's awful. But when you really like them, the movie to me is like near perfect, and that's what this movie does. Like it makes you really care about them, and you want good things to happen to them, so you care. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's everything.
Cool.
Oh, now Voyager. Awesome. There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Oh. Odd Man Out.
Yay.
Of Mice and Men.
The 39 one, yay.
Yep. Oklahoma. Oliver Twist. Los Olvidados. On the beach. On the town. On the waterfront. One false move. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. 1 foot in heaven. 1 hour with you. 1 night of love. Oh, thank you. Okay. 1 potato, 2 potato, 1, 2, 3. Only Angels Have Wings. Open City. Operation Crossbow. The Opposite of Sex. Ordinary People. Obsession. Othello. Our Town. Out of the Past. The Outlaw of Josie Wales. The Overlanders. And the Oxbow Incident. This part's so awesome.
I was gonna say,
I would marry it.
I'm good. I'm good.
I don't. No complaints.
I am good.
So some new ones you want to mention? There aren't a lot of new ones.
No, I like old ones. Well, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest we mentioned we really like.
And you love Ordinary People a lot, and
Ordinary People's great.
And The Opposite of Sex, that's a very entertaining film, and I guess that would be one that wouldn't fly today, but it's interesting. Alright, so Pleasant Surprises.
So many.
Yes.
Well, Odd Man Out, great.
It should be on here, obviously.
It should be.
But yeah.
So should the 39 of Mice and Men, and it is, so that's great.
On the beach.
Oh, yeah.
So powerful.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
Everyone should see it.
And 1 Foot in Heaven, I thought we were the only ones that loved it.
that saw it.
Yeah. 1 hour with you, adore, j'adore. 1 night of love, thank you for having Grace Moore on here, thank you.
I think this list is how I first heard of 1 potato, 2 potato, so when it came on, I made sure to watch it.
1, 2, 3, amazing.
Yeah,
like, that's hectic fun. Only Angels Have Wings.
Yeah. Rome Open City, great movie.
Yeah, so one of our favorites.
Yes.
All right. So so we're not.
I didn't for new ones that are good. I didn't say Outlaw Josie Wales. But that was really good.
Like that one.
Yeah, good Clint movie.
So yeah, we said we don't have any complaints with this one, so we're not going to mention anyone. Yeah,
I'm happy.
We're good.
Well, Sylvie Dados makes me happy.
Yeah.
Even though the movie's completely depressing. I mean, the fact that it's included on here.
I would marry this section of the list. That's how perfect it is.
Anything with on the beach,
You have Grace Moore!
Odd Man Out,
Yeah, exactly.
Open City.
Robert Mitchum. Are you ready for the peas?
Yeah, we go from that, I'm sure, to something. It will probably still be pretty good, but we'll see.
Okay, Paint Your Wagon, Pison, The Palm Beach Story.
Yeah.
The Parallax View. Thank you. The Passage to India.
You're like, well, thank you, Liz.
Yes, thank you, Liz. The Passion of Anna, Panther Panchali, Paths of Glory, Patton, The Pawnbroker, Payday, Pele the Conqueror, The People versus Larry Flint, Persona, Persuasion, La Petite Theatre de Jean Renoir, Petulia, oh, great one. Philadelphia Story, The Pianist, The Piano, Pick Up on South Street,
yeah,
The Pillow Book, Pillow Talk, The Pink Panther, Pinocchio, Pixote, A Place in the Sun, Places in the Heart, Platoon,
yeah,
Play Misty for Me, The Player, Playtime, Point Blank, Poltergeist, Ponette, Il Postino, The Postman. The Postman Always Rings Twice, the 1946 one. Is there any other one?
Nope.
Pretty Baby, Pride and Prejudice, The Pride of the Yankees, Prince of the City, The Prisoner, Private Life of Henry VIII, Prizzy's Honor, The Producers, Psycho, The Public Enemy, Pulp Fiction, The Purple Rose of Cairo, and Pygmalion. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so some new ones that you love that you want to mention.
There were a couple. Any that you pop out to you? Well, you said you love The Pianist, but yeah.
Oh, I do.
I like it a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Plansky at his best. Petulia, that is such a movie that sticks with you. Like, I still think of that ending because it just breaks your heart. But yeah, that's when I feel like when you see it, you're like, yes, why isn't this talked about more?
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, it is one that, you know, you're like, well, yeah, people should talk about this one
This
more.
is a lot better than some of the films people always talk about.
Yeah. Playtime. Tati, good
Yeah.
one.
Platoon.
Yeah. Il Postino's good. We watched that in a class of mine in school.
Yeah, I remember you talking about.
At the university. And I remember after it was over, one person said, "Oh yeah, it was fine, but I didn't like the ending, obviously, because it had a sad ending. So that means she obviously had to hate it." Like, and then
And she shouldn't see Petulia.
No, or Platoon, but or any of these movies.
Nothing in Platoon is particularly happy.
Nothing that challenges her, I guess. But I just remember my professor said, "What? Why didn't you? Why didn't you like
obviously?
Because obviously, you know, anything with a sad ending is awful."
I love The Player. Because like I said, I love Robert Altman, and it's about Hollywood, so it's a lot of fun hearing like the cameos and the people spoofing themselves. Point Blank, love it. Lee Marvin's in it, and I love him. My boyfriend. And Purple Rose of Cairo. That one is just a love letter to all movie fans like us.
Yeah.
All right. So any old ones that were pleasantly surprised you. Well, I didn't mention the Parallax View too. Yeah, that's a very entertaining one. All right, so old ones.
The Pawnbroker was a really good movie. As I mentioned, I think I picked him for best actor that year.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
And there was Pick Up on South Street.
That's one of my favorite noirs.
I'm glad they chose that one because it's obviously a great one, but you feel like they
one of the best ones.
I feel like they wouldn't put it on there because like people
tough noir.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not like Devil and Genevieve.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad they had the 1940 Pride and Prejudice because that's obviously the best one. Obviously, because Garson's in it.
Don't say that in our mom's ear. She will fight you, man.
But it is.
That's totally
because Garson's in it, and she doesn't respect her, and she shouldn't.
Private Life of Henry VIII. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Pygmalion.
Love it.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
I'm Proud of the Yankees is great.
How do you not love that movie? Cry at the end. All right. Ones that you were surprised are on here.
Hate Your Wagon.
As much as I love Lee Marvin, I guess.
Like, well, I mean,
I was not expecting that. I forgot it was on here.
It has. I mean, like, the songs are good. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure they're better sung on the stage version. I haven't heard the stage
think?
version, but no. Except for I'm sure they called it when Mariah because Harv sings it.
If that was like the whole movie, I'd be like, this is the best movie ever.
It's one of those like
he sounds like Howard Keel, and it's wonderful.
He does. That's why I like it. I like that.
He even looks like him.
He does in this one, yeah. It's just one that, you know, you hear him sing it, even though that song's perfect for him, you're like, why wasn't he one of the leads in this? Because they had him. Well, whatever.
Have a great voice like that.
Yeah. I think you can tolerate the singers in this. I think some people over-exaggerate, like...
My love for Lee Marvin can conquer anything.
Well, I think some people over-exaggerate, like, how bad they are.
Yeah.
Because it's
I actually like Clint's voice. People are way too hard on him.
I mean, it's not like they're trying too hard and it's not coming through. They are within their range. It's just, it is one of those parts that you are like, yeah, you probably should have gotten singers.
But his version of I Talk to the Trees sounds just fine. People are way too hard on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as actors singing, it has
such a melancholy, like, tone to it. I think he really acts more than he sings and it works, you know, because sometimes that can work.
I think I remember.
It's like with Marlon Brando. I'm like, okay, leave him alone. I know he's not Robert Olda, but come on.
I know that, I think I read somewhere that Clint Eastwood liked doing the movie.
Yeah, I think they were.
Actually, most people, I think, were kind of into it. So at least watching it, you know, people are enjoying themselves.
And they have a Play Missy for Me with him, which is a much more Clint movie.
Yeah.
So any other surprise, like, ones you're like, oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. This part was pretty good. The producers, no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It's the best.
We're gonna put Q with R because Q's 2 films. It's Quadrophenia and The Quiet Man.
Where's Queen Christina? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, excuse
Where?
me.
Where is it? You got some splaining to do.
Your one chance to have my boy John, and you don't take it.
The one, you're right, the one.
Because they're not doing silent movies.
And they're not doing pre-codes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Downstairs
they're gonna...
Well, that's why Queen Christina's on, and here they don't watch pre-codes.
Like, oh, I'm not going to watch the pre-codes. But Last Time in Paris, that's fine.
I'll sit through that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, R. Raging Bull, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Rain Man, Raise the Red Lantern, Raising Arizona, Ran, The Rapture, Rashomon, Reanimator, Rear Window, Rebecca. Well, they have my other favorite Hitchcock too. Rebel Without a Cause, Red, The Red Badge of Courage,
Yeah.
The Red Ripper, The Red Shoes, Reds, The Remains of the Day, Repo Man, Repulsion, Reservoir Dogs, The Return of Marching Gear, Reuben, Reversal of Fortune, Richard III, Ride the High Country, Rafifi, The Right Stuff, Risky Business, River's Edge, The Road Warrior, RoboCop, Rocco and His Brothers, Roger and Me, Roman Holiday, Romeo and Juliet, 36 and 68. Room at the Top, A Room with a View, The Rose Tattoo, Rosemary's Baby, Round Midnight, Ruggles of Red Gap, The Rules of the Game, The Ruling Class, Rushmore, and Ruthless People. Alright, let's start with new ones we'd like to mention. Rain Man!
That was a good one.
I love that movie. Raiders of the Lost Ark, obviously, is awesome. Raising Arizona is funny. We were just quoting it actually not that long ago. Reds is good. Any Warren Beatty fan would say so. I like Reservoir Dogs. I mentioned that before. That's the Tarantino one I like the best. Even if it takes from old movies, it's like a, I don't know, it's almost like an homage to them. It's not really like blatantly stealing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because he even admits it, so if someone admits it, it feels like it's not
stealing. Well, it feels like, well, if you're that transparent.
Yeah, exactly. Risky Business, all the Toms, gotta love it. I like Roger and Me a lot.
The Ruling Class is fun. It's one that I feel like, since it is kind of in two parts, you'd be like, I feel like if it wasn't as entertaining as it is, and if Peter O'Toole wasn't the lead, you'd probably be like, oh my god, the movie's not over. But the fact that, Peter O'Toole's so fun to watch, it's kind of hard to complain.
I like Bowling for Columbine better than Roger and Me, and obviously it's 2004, so. But but Roger and Me's really good too. Rushmore is awesome.
Your favorite West?
Yes, it is. It's so quirky. I'm like, yes, but not like in a like over the top way, like where it really is sincere. Because Wes Anderson himself is very quirky.
Yeah.
Okay, so pleasant surprises. Well, I guess we're not shocked The Quiet Man is on here because it should be.
Red Badge of Courage.
I'm very glad it's on here. It's one of those war movies that people, I guess, don't talk about so much because it's the Civil War, and I think a lot of people focus at this time on World War II movies. But it starts a World War II war hero, so...
Like, when people talk about Civil War movies, they talk about the win in modern Civil War movies, not
exactly. And it's an anti-war film. And a lot of people, I guess... And you would think some more people would talk about it, but I guess they don't. And so it stars a war hero, and it's anti-war, one of the biggest anti-war movies at the time. Like, this is as anti-war as you could get at the time, and that's one of the reasons I like it. And I love how it discusses cowardice and how it's not really cowardice.
Yeah.
Red Shoes. I knew it should be on here, but I'm very glad it is because
it's the best.
Yeah,
it is. It's Palin Pressburger's magnum opus. So
Repulsion. That's great one.
What'd you say?
Repulsion.
Oh, Repulsion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ride the High Country is probably going to be on here. I do have some I want to call them problems, but I do have some things that I wasn't in love with the movie.
It's not as good as like the Bud Bowich or Randy movies.
Yeah, it's one like I think that Joel McCrea and Randolph Scott are excellent in it, and I just wanted to watch them in it all the time. And I like the way it was filmed because Peckinpah has a really good eye, But,
especially with westerns.
Yes, but I do feel that like the side stuff with the younger people kind of hijacked the film, and I know it's supposed to like be kind of be reflective of what the older characters are doing. I know it's supposed to
like
kind of
move
mix
out
into
with
it.
the old in with the new.
Yeah,
West.
it just, and the climax is really good too. And the ending's good, but I feel like just watching, I was like, I don't care about these people as much as I care about Joel and Randolph. Also because it's Joel McCrea and Randolph Scott, and I love
they liked
them.
doing the film too, and you can tell like just the camaraderie.
Yeah,
which again is more interesting.
Yeah. Rafifi.
Yeah, of course.
Good one.
Yeah, you mentioned before is Rafifi on this.
Well, I wanted to know.
I'm glad.
Oh wait, was Lestrada on this list? Because
no,
it
but it might be under the street.
It might be under. It's probably under S.
Yeah,
because it wasn't on an IMDb list, and I just wanted.
That wouldn't make any sense.
No, I wanted to bring that up before I forgot because it wasn't on the IMDb top 250, and I was mad. But
oh, and I'm glad the 36 Romeo and Juliet's on here. It's the only Norma Shearer one on here so far. Probably will be the only one, but at least you have one on here, so I'll take it. And
if they had silence, it could have killed two birds with one stone. Student personal title.
Yeah,
with Norma and Roman. Her favorite actress, my favorite actor.
But with Romeo and Juliet, I think she and Leslie Howard, they really do justice to Shakespeare's words because it's such a, because I just love hearing like it done by these great actors and
like Olivier.
Yeah. And how you get to see John Barrymore in it too, and this is, even though obviously they're too old for it, but
too old.
Yeah, but I don't care. I love hearing great actors do it, and on the stage they always got older people. I understand that's a different situation entirely, but still, But I easily got past. I'm like, I don't care. I've never see good actors in this.
Rose of Red Grapes, a great movie.
I know. I'm glad they have it.
Yeah. I'm surprised the rose tattoo's on here.
Yeah.
It's one that, like, I think for the most part is, like, while it doesn't take a lot to tell it's from the stage, I do think it does do a generally good job, like, kind of shedding that off and making it a little more cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other ones that you were like, oh, okay, I don't really get why that's on here? River's Edge is pretty weird. I'm fine with it, but I'm amazed that it's on here nonetheless because I feel like people would be like, that movie's weird. It's about a dead body. And it's not Stand By Me.
I'm sure Stand By Me's on here.
Better be.
Nothing that I feel like I have to bring up. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I have to really bring anything up.
Okay. The old ones on here are good.
Yeah, we didn't mention Red River's on here. That's good. Thanks for bringing up a Western.
Yeah.
I wish there were more Westerns on this list. There are quite a bit more.
Not enough.
More than there usually are, but I still wish there were more. It's also because, like, when we're doing the IMDb list, I was like, we're not going to be able to talk about many Westerns, are we?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, S. Sahara.
Yeah.
Salem, Bombay. Salesman, Sanjuro. Sancho the Bailiff. Saturday Night and Sunday Morning. Saturday Night Fever. Saving Private Ryan. Say Anything. Sayonara.
Yeah.
Scenes from a Marriage. Schindler's List. The Scoundrel. The Search.
Woo!
The Searchers.
Yay.
Obviously, we love that movie.
Yeah.
Secret Honor. Secrets and Lies. Sense and Sensibility. Sergeant York. Serpico. The Servant. The Setup. Woo! Seven Beauties. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Yay! 7 Days to Noon. The Seven Samurai. 7 Up. 28 Up. The 7-Year Itch. The Seventh Seal. Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Sexy Beast. Shadow of a Doubt.
Yeah. I was hoping that one would be in here. I forgot if it was.
Shaft. Shakespeare in Love. Shane. She Wore a Yellow Ribbon. Sherman's March. She's Gotta Have It. The Shining. Ship of Fools. Yeah! Showa. Shock Corridor. Shoe Shine. I know, yeah, you don't know. Shoot the Piano Player. The Shooting Party. The Shootist. The Shop Around the Corner. The Shop on Main Street. Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
Shrek. Sid and Nancy. The Silence. The Silence of the Lambs. The Silent World. Silk Stockings. Silk World. Singing in the Rain. Sitting Pretty.
Did you say Silk World?
Silkwood. Oh my god.
You're fine. You're fine.
Singing in the Rain. Sitting Pretty. Sleeper. Slay Case of Murder. Yeah. What about Larcenic? Okay. Smash Palace. Yeah. Smile. Smiles of a Summer Night.
Yeah.
The Snake Pit. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Some Like a Ha. The Sorrow and the Pity. The Sound of Music, South Pacific, Spartacus, Spellbound, The Spiral Staircase, Spirited Away, Splendor in the Grass, Stage Door. This part's good. Stagecoach, Stairway to Heaven,
AKA Matter of Life and Death.
Yep.
Yay.
Stalag 17,
Woo!
The Star is Born, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Star Wars. Yeah, how could you not?
Where was Empire Strikes Back?
I know it wasn't.
B. Where was it?
Starman, The Stars Look Down,
Yeah.
State Fair, Stevie, Stolen Kisses, Stop Making Sense, Stormy Monday, The Story of Adele H, The Story of G.I. Joe, yeah, The Story of Quinju, Story of Woman, Storytelling, La Strada.
There it is. I was waiting for it.
The Straight Story, Straight Time, Stranger Than Paradise, Strangers on a Train, Woohoo! Straw Dogs, Streetcar Named Desire, Strozik, Suddenly Last Summer, The Sugarland Express, Sullivan's Travels, yeah! Summer, Summertime, Sunday Bloody Sunday, Sundays in Sibel, Sunset Boulevard, Suspicion, The Sweet Hereafter, Sweet Small Success, Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song, Swept Away, Swing Time. And no, there's no Stand By Me, so that's weird.
That was weird. They have Swing Time though, so
yeah. I'm still offended, but yeah. All right, so pretty good part. Yeah. So let's mention some new ones that we like.
All right.
Say Anything. That one's awesome.
That is a good
I've seen it how many times, and I will continue to watch it because it's awesome. Okay.
Schindler's List.
Well, that's a given.
Well, I'm saying.
No, I mean to be on here.
Yeah, it's good.
Sense and Sensibility. I really like that one because I like the people in it too. Emma Thompson's
because
in it.
Alan Rickman.
I know he's awesome.
He is the best. Where's Harry Potter? No, I know this is before the really
yeah
when they really
let's see. Sexualizing Videotape. I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Considering we own it, I think.
Yeah, I know. I think that kind of shows that I do.
Yeah.
But I bought it when I could have bought an old movie, I think.
Yeah, that does show, yeah.
The Shining. Showa.
Showa's sad, but
I know.
Everybody should see it.
It's just one of those films that, like, it's a rite of passage if you like those kind of movies.
It opens up, your mind in many ways.
And it's all telling, not showing. They're not like, here's some awful...
look at the awful pictures. It will make you cry.
Which is Night
It will
and
make
Fog.
you cry with its words.
Which is Night and Fog, which is still amazing, but it's only half an hour, so it's not like overkill.
Yeah.
Well, show is 9 hours.
Yeah, and it's just it's
talking,
telling what they witnessed,
their own experience from it. So that's what's interesting about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shrek. Let's go.
Somebody once told me
like
our generation has to.
I know.
Love Shrek.
Well, it's hilarious.
It is funny.
I like Sid and Nancy a lot. That's perfectly cast too. Gary Oldman is the spitting image of Sid Vicious. We talked about Silence of the Lambs. That we like it. Sleeper.
No, we said it was awful. Don't you remember?
Yeah, that sounds like us.
Yeah.
Sleeper. Love it.
Yeah, funny.
That's so awesome. It's kind of Woody. I really like.
Yeah.
I know that he personally would disagree with me, but I love those kind of those fast-paced comedies he does. Spirited Away. It's a very good one.
That's the only Miyazaki, I guess.
I know. Well, at least we got one. Well, obviously Star Wars.
Where's Empire?
At least there's one, but that's weird. I know you think.
Sorry.
Was it on here?
I call Bianca B, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. I guess you never mentioned that.
I don't think we did.
Story of Woman, because once again, Isabelle Huppert. But also it's a great look at a woman doing abortions. It's because woman at the time period.
Yeah. Stolen Kisses is good.
Of course, yeah, you like that.
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna mention all the Anton ones.
Well, Love on the Run was up earlier, and I didn't mention that. I think my eyes kind of skipped over it.
Straight Time's very good. I think it's still contemporary. It's one that could have been made in with like George Raft, and it would have been great. And it's one that could be made today with someone, I don't know, and it would still be great. It's like a really timeless.
DiCaprio.
Sure.
Yeah, let's say DiCaprio.
Sure, I can't really see it, but sure, whatever.
Tom Hardy, then I don't know.
That'd be better, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that and it would work. It's a timeless plot. Stray Dogs. That's one that you won't forget. Let's see what other new ones. That's all for me right now.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so Pleasant Surprises.
Sahara, great. Bogey. And
Ooh.
I mean, that movie, you're gonna want to drink of water.
Those are always the best.
Yeah. Sanjuro, the sequel to Yojimbo. Nice to see that here. That's a fun one. Sancho the Bailiff, obviously, it's gonna be on here, but it's great.
Yeah. I thought you'd mention it.
Well, I had to.
No,
It's
it's okay.
great. I said it's great.
Sayonara. When it comes to
Yeah.
Brando's filmography, a lot of people, since it's not like out on DVD, I think a lot of people are like forget it, like with the men.
Yeah.
Even though it's out on
like
DVD now.
in a won Oscars, I think that's
Yeah.
what people sort of remember.
But I feel like a lot of people skip over and they shouldn't because it's awesome.
It's great.
I've mentioned many times I love this
Can
movie.
it be on DVD, please?
I know, please, so we can buy it. I would.
The Search.
The Search is. I'm very glad that's on here because
Great.
that one you remember.
Yes. So see The Search if you haven't. But
yeah, that's highly recommended.
Yeah, The Searchers is like our favorite Western. So yeah.
The Setup. Awesome.
I love.
I'm so glad it's on here because, again, you know, when you think of film noir, sure, you're like, oh, well, ours are gonna have Double Indemnity and
yeah.
Maltese Falcon, but
Yeah.
but I'm glad they have something like this on here because
Yeah.
this was what noir is to me. The RKO, like, kind of fast-paced films like this.
I'm glad The Servant's on here. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That's one that, you know, makes you think, and Dirk Bogart's in it, so of course I am obligated to see it.
Any other pleasant
Oh,
surprises?
7 Days to Noon. That's
Yeah,
that's one that's, I mean, intense. I didn't expect it to be on here. I think
Yeah,
I completely forgot that one was on
yeah,
here.
me too. Ship of Fools, I'm very glad that one's on
Yeah.
here.
Shock
That one
Corridor for me.
sticks
Yeah.
with you. Shock Corridor.
Shock Corridor is like that one. That sticks with you. Yeah.
A Shot in the Dark. That's one of the best comedies of the time, I think. Very glad that's on here.
Yeah.
Silk Stockings. It's of the musical remakes of the 50s that they did. It's definitely the best one because it's actually based off a Broadway show. They weren't coming up with it on the fly. It was actually a reason to be made because it was a hit Broadway show, so obviously they wanted to turn it, and they had the rights to the Ninotchka story, so they turned it into a film. So it has both elements of the Broadway show and Ninotchka to it, and so I'm glad it's on here because it's great songs, and there's not a bad song in the bunch, really, and it has Fred Astaire in it, so obviously I like it.
Can Criterion get Shoe Shine, please? I want it. But I know it's available on DVD in the West, but I want a Criterion copy of it, like with a good, like, you know, translation and everything. It's a great movie. That's one that, like, I think as in terms of like most disturbing, haunting endings go, that one's definitely at the probably. It might even top my list because it's unforgettable.
And it is a pleasant surprise because it's not like released here, so a lot of people.
Yeah, not a lot of people.
Even though it's
over
Sika.
here. Yeah, like I feel like people you can hunt it down, but it's one that you know you kind of have to go out of your way to see.
Like Sayonara.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
And that was made here, so
yeah, really.
Okay.
Shoot the Piano Player. I love.
Yeah,
I love it. So good.
Sitting Pretty. That's a pleasant surprise.
That is, yeah.
Clifton Webb at his best.
Yeah, it is because it's Clifton Webb is like most like the type of role he's known for playing. You know, and him playing Mr. Belvedere seems like a perfect.
And
match.
it really kind of started like a trend of like the Clifton Webb like role.
Yeah. I mean, you figure
it made him a star.
Yeah.
Along with Laura.
Yeah. Yes.
But it made him a headliner. Like he could carry a movie by himself because of this movie. Proved he could. A Slight Case of Murder. Very glad that's on here.
That's a fun
It's one of the funniest movies of the 30s.
Yeah, and it's one that's like all takes place in one sort of situation.
It's based off a play. So.
Yeah. And but it's one that's not filmed like stagey.
Absolutely not.
So yeah.
And Edward G. Robinson has never been funnier.
Yeah.
Along with Larceny Inc.
Yeah.
Which should be on here.
It should be. Yeah. I love Larceny Inc.
Like that and A Slight Case of Murder, best double bill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smiles of a Summer Night. I mean, I knew it was going to be on here, but I love it.
Let's bring it up nonetheless.
And Snake Pit.
I know.
Great
Glad
movie.
it's on here.
Just talking about it. It's great. Yeah.
Just we're talking about why it's great. So.
Yeah, we were just talking about how good it was.
Spiral Staircase again. It is being released soon, but not really. But it hasn't really been shown a lot. So I'm glad people are recognizing it because it's a very moody noir. It's one of the kind of noir a lot of people I guess don't really think about when they think of main noir. So I'm glad something like that is mentioned.
Yeah, and
Stairway to Heaven or A Matter of Life and Death. Very glad that's on here because that could have been on here and it could have not been. So
and
Stars Look Down. A lot of people overlook that one.
That one.
That one
more
you
people
remember.
need to see.
You
and,
remember
yeah,
the
you
ending
remember
of that,
and
like how nothing can be done in the end.
Yeah, it's one that makes you feel like
but it's
useless. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
realistic.
And I think because we kind of skipped over, yeah.
Oh.
Spellbound.
Yeah,
I think that that's okay. It's just I think I wanted to mention that because I know when you see lists like this, like while Spellbound is considered a solid Hitchcock and is considered like a really great movie, it tends not to be put on the on lists like these, which reminds me that I noticed
like
that,
Shadow of a Doubt.
Yeah, I noticed that there are some really good Hitchcocks that have been missing from this list so far that really deserve to be on here, like Foreign Correspondent wasn't on here, Lifeboat wasn't on here. Those deserve to be on here. I think it would be worth knocking.
At least they have a good bit.
I agree, but I think it would be worth knocking things off for those two movies. But I understand that you need to have variety, but I think it would be worth knocking the movies off.
I think for Hitchcock, you can make an exception.
Yeah.
And Young and Innocent won't be on here, but I wish it would be.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
The Story of G.I. Joe, very glad that's on here.
Yeah. That's
great
a good one.
Movie.
Yeah. That one also, it leaves an impression on you. It has comedy, but it also has moments that kind of punch you in the gut.
Yeah.
It's just, it's what a good war movie is, I think. And also the way Wellman directs it with just this action-packed sense and the point where these characters are angry, yet they're not so angry that they're unlikable.
Yeah. Strange on a Train, how great is that one?
It's amazing.
Yeah, obviously that's a must.
Yeah, must have.
Yeah. Like Solvent Trials, a must. Yeah, they have Suspicion too, so talking about Hitchcock.
Yeah.
And that's Swing Time, the best Fred and Ginger. Obviously, you have to have Fred and Ginger on here, because I would disown this list.
There was no gay divorce or anything like that.
But Top Hat's coming later.
Well, so I know it's going to come later. I'm just saying. That's the other one, of course, they only have two. They don't have.
I know. I know. They always include two. They never include more. I'm like, excuse me.
The other ones are great too.
Okay, ones that you were like, why is that on here? Well, I mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of Saving Private Ryan. You don't.
It's a fine movie. It's just if it wasn't so put on such a high pedestal, it would be fine.
I don't think it's nearly as good as the Big Red one or something
I
like
agree.
that. Because I feel like the Big Red one has more to say.
Yeah, I get that.
Any other ones? Shakespeare in Love. What is that doing on here?
I've only seen parts of it.
I know. I'm like, this is boring.
I'm not impressed.
Like Saving Private Ryan's not boring.
Oh, by the way, we overlooked. Just jumping back.
Yeah, go ahead.
The 1933 State Fair's on here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's charming.
Yeah, and pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Actors we like. And I'm glad they have a Will Rogers movie on here.
Yeah, you gotta have one, don't you? I guess it's like the George Arliss thing, where you go with the most famous one.
And this started the 20th Century Fox Americana.
Yes, which are some of their most charming.
Because before this time, Will Rogers wasn't really in those films, and then he became the epitome of it.
Synonymous with them.
Yeah, and it continued being their trademark, and I love what they do with it. All right, any other ones that you're like, why is that on here? So yeah, obviously State Fair, I'm fine with that. I'm glad you have Will Rogers on here, so I'm not.
If you have to have one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be complaining. I'm like, I won't. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's a lot that.
No.
Really,
let me see.
Oh, by the way, I know you're not we say that we have problems with Saving Private Ryan, but we get why it's on here.
Yeah.
It should be.
I'm saying personally.
You're saying on it, from a personal standpoint. Yeah. All right, we're moving on to the teas.
Starting with the Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yes! Yes! Talk to Her, Tampoco, Taste of Cherry, A Taste of Honey, Taxi Driver, Taxing Woman, A Taxing Woman's Return, Tell Them Willie Boy is Here, 10, The 10 Commandments, what did I say? Tender Mercies.
You called it.
I did. The Tender Trap, Terms of Endearment, La Terra Trema, Tess, That Obscure Object of Desire, That's Life, Thelma and Louise, these three.
Yeah.
Yeah. They live by night.
Yeah.
Yay. They shoot horses, don't they? They were expendable. They won't forget. Thief of Baghdad, 1940. Because,
well,
like I said,
no silence.
But at least they have that.
At least
one.
they have one of them. Yeah.
The thin, because I'd be fine with either one. The Thin Blue Line, The Thin Man, Given, Thin Red Line, The Third Generation, The Third Man, The 39 Steps. Oh, okay, they have it. Thank God.
Well, of course they would.
Yeah, but still. 32 short films about Glenn Gould. This is Spinal Tap. Awesome. This Man Must Die, This Sporting Life, Three Comrades, 3 Days of the Condor, Throne of Blood, Tight Little Island, The Tin Drum, To Be or Not to Be, To Catch a Thief, To Have and Have Not, To Kill a Mockingbird, To Live, Tokyo Story, Tom Jones, Tootsie, Top Hat, Topaz, Topkapi, Topsy Turvy, Total Recall. Oh my God, they have an Arnold on here. Okay.
No term.
Okay.
I know. I had to bring that up.
I know. Let's just be grateful for this.
Okay.
Touch of Evil, Toy Story, Traffic, The Train, Train Spotting, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Yay.
Yeah, I know. The Tree of Wooden Clogs, The Trip to Bountiful, Tristana, Trouble in Paradise. Ooh. The Trouble with Harry, True Grit, True Love, Trust, Tunes of Glory, 12 Angry Men, 12 O'Clock High, 20th Century, Two English Girls, The Two of Us, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and Two Women. Oh, good one. Okay. So let's start with new ones that we love. Well, They're Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 is awesome. Yeah, no,
you wanted to start with ones we love. Like, let's start with ones we love.
That's what we usually do. New ones, I mean.
Oh, new ones. Okay.
That one keeps you on the edge of your seat, and I know a lot of people love it too. It's one of those ones that it has its fans, and oh boy, does it. Taxi Driver, great, love that one.
The Spinal Tap, hilarious.
Yeah, that one is amazing.
Yeah.
And
I think mockumentary movies like that are
I know, me too. Especially Christopher Guest, he just is so funny.
Yeah.
Thelma and Louise, that is an excellent one. And I've and that one really just still is loved, which says something. Other new ones. Well, like I said, Total Recall. Glad at least one Arnold's on here, and that's a really good one too. At least they have a good one. I mean, I wouldn't think they'd have a bad one, but they have one I really like. I think you'd think they would have. Toy Story, obviously.
Toy Story 2 would have been better, but...
I know, but beggars can't be choosers. The Trip to Bountiful is a very good movie, especially for a play. And I just really like Geraldine Page. And 2001. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, we knew that was gonna be.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm surprised.
Like, what? 2001? How ahead of this time this list is?
All right, so pleasant surprises.
Pleasant. Let's see.
Pleasant. These three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Bonita Granville, man.
I know.
They Live by Night. That's a great movie.
And it really put Nicholas Ray on the map.
Yeah,
so.
It's Nicholas Ray, like, doing what he does best in a movie that actually, like, where the characters aren't perfect and they're flawed, but yet you like them and you connect with them, and they do bad things, but yet you
want them
for
to,
them.
Yeah. They Were Expendable. It's a nice, pleasant surprise.
That's a good one.
They Won't Forget. Very
great.
Good one.
See it.
Yeah.
See it. We won't spoil anything. See
it.
Yeah. Thief of Baghdad. I mean, we probably knew it was going to be on here, but it's a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
I was actually just
one of the best. Still one of the best special effects.
Yeah.
I mean, even today, it's good.
As sad as I am that the Silent One can't be on here. That's one.
Can they both be on?
Yeah, Silent One's one of my favorite movies.
Three Comrades. I'm glad they respect it. They respect it.
This list knows the greatness that is Franchise.
I know. Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad.
We like that.
To Be or Not to Be, because it's awesome. Yeah. Jack Benny, baby.
Yeah, right. Jack Benny is best too.
Yeah, he what movies? Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
The show is in a whole different league.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
I know.
I think that movie is excellent. Yeah.
And Trouble in Paradise is a given, but
Yeah, but it's perfect.
yeah,
It's perfect.
And the actors in it, we love them.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really happy Tunes of Glory is on here. That is an excellent movie. I love the actors in it. Both Alec Guinness and John Mills are really, really good, but, like, there's a scene in it.
British royalty.
Yeah, really. There's a scene, there's, like, a moment in it with John Mills where I'm like, he could have won, like, an Oscar for this. He's so good.
Don't worry, he got one.
Yeah.
Eventually. All right, so ones that you wouldn't put on here, or were like, okay.
I don't, it's, when I saw Tell 'em Willie Boy is here, and I don't see the, like, and I'm a, I love Westerns, I don't see the big,
And your guy's in it, too.
Yeah, Robert Redford, and I think it is one movie that, well, I think
it was done by the same guy who did,
Force of Evil.
Yeah. Yep. Abraham.
And I know a lot of people really like it. It's just one that where I felt like it just the characters are off-putting. Well, at least the male characters were off-putting. Like
Force of Evil, it ain't.
Well, yeah, and well, also with like Force of Evil, yeah, he's like corrupted, but yet there's like John Garfield's really good with that.
You're
there's
always
this,
gonna like him,
there's this like sadness to him, which I feel like this movie definitely tried to do, but I just didn't feel like I just didn't feel the power I did. I just like felt like I really don't care about these people, and I feel like some definitly. Some people are nude for the sake of being nude.
Oh, great. I love that. I really love that.
Again, I'm like, is that supposed to be shocking?
I hate that. I'm surprised the Tender Trap's on here. Not that I'm mad. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, I like that the way it examines relationships, especially for the 50s. But I'm still surprised it's on here.
It is dated.
Of course. Maybe that's why they pick it for a look in the time.
Yeah, maybe. That could be it.
But still, there are other examples you could go with. Let's see, what else? The Thin Red Line, I don't like it as much as like other Terrence Malick ones, like Badlands. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. That being said, it's nothing like the book, and I know a lot of people complain about that. Because he kind of wrote it as he went along. He completely changed it the way Terrence Malick would, but it just feels like a lot of the actors I wanted to see in it were like on for a second and they went away, and I'm like, oh, Sean Penn, come back. But like people like that, like we actually want to see more of them. And in the book, Adrian Brody's character is actually the lead role, and he's not in the movie because he wasn't famous yet. But still, I'm like, Adrian Brody, like, what are you doing here? You're awesome. So yeah.
You mean he's not in most of the movie?
No,
you said he's not in the movie.
Oh no, yeah, he's obviously in some of the movie.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's in.
He is in the movie because hence I said Adrian Brody plays him. All right, so other ones.
I don't really think so. I mean,
but some of these I'm like, you have this on here, and you can't have the Terminator. Come on.
Well, no, there are definitely some. That's with this whole list. There are definitely some that you're like, you have that one, but not like something like Foreign Correspondent. Yeah.
Well, Traffic is good, but I guess I'm not as crazy about it as everyone else, and I really like Steven Soderbergh. Hence Sex, Lies, and Videotape. But I feel like there are other ones of his that you could probably choose over that one. Maybe it's because I feel like I've seen it before. But Michael Douglas is in it, so is that going for it? Let's see. I'm surprised the trouble with Harry's on here. I'm glad it is, though.
No, me too. It's funny.
Yeah.
It is an overlooked Hitchcock, and I think it's one that, if you enjoy, like, a, black comedy, if you can laugh at a dead body, which in this movie you certainly can, it's funny.
Because they're just so like, oh, he's dead.
Well, I think the fact that it is so much unlike Hitchcock's other films does give it an edge, because...
It's not even like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No, it's not like... I mean, Hitchcock always has comedy in his movies. Yes. He always has this, like, dark sense of humor.
Because he likes doing it.
Yeah.
Likes us to beat him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his British movies have a lot of that. Like, Young and Innocent has a lot of that. Saboteur has a lot of that. But I think, obviously this one is just the whole movie with that. No thrill, no suspense. Like, it's just, comedy. Like, what do we do with this dead body? Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, we're gonna put you and V together. You Has You Getsu.
Yay.
Yay! Olzana's Raid, Umberto D, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, Unforgiven, The Usual Suspects, V, Vanya on 42nd Street, The Verdict, Vertigo, Victor Victoria, Videodrome, Violette, Verdiana, Viva Zapata, and The Voice of the Turtle.
Woo!
Woo! But where are all the old movies at?
Yeah.
Was that on here?
Yeah, Blazing Saddles,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't remember. Okay.
I think it's because we talked
Yeah.
about it on our IMDb list. I'm pretty sure it was on there, but anyway.
It should be.
Yeah,
Alright,
if it wasn't, it sure as all should have been.
I'm offended. Okay, so obviously, there's a lot of new ones, and I guess the one I'll talk about is Victor Victoria because it's fun, and Blake Edwards did it, and it has awesome people in it, and Robert Preston is really funny in it, and Leslie Ann Warren's really funny in it too. The Usual Suspects is good. I'm not as crazy about it as everyone else is, but I like it. Maybe that's just because it's overrated, but like if it wasn't overrated, it's one of those movies where
Yeah.
if it was appropriately rated, I'd be like, yes, woo, I love this. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about ones that we're pleasantly surprised of. I'm glad Getsu's on here.
Yeah, I figured it would be, but yeah.
Yeah, gotta have Mizuguchi, please.
I think I forgot Verdiana was on here in Viva Zapata.
Mm-hmm.
But I obviously remembered Voice of the Turtle
Yeah.
was on here because I think this was like the first time I really heard about it.
Yeah.
And then when I looked up reviews to it and, really positive reactions, I was like, oh, this could be pretty good, or it could just be, like romantic comedy people kind of put on a pedestal. Then I saw it and I was like, this movie is great. Yeah.
I can go on and on about how much I love this movie.
Eleanor Parker's character is just,
Eleanor Parker at her best, which is
Yeah.
saying something because she's never bad.
Yeah,
Never.
really. Yep.
She's not even, like, she's never, like, okay. She's always amazing.
She always gives 100. Alright.
W.
What about what doesn't deserve to be
Oh,
on here?
yeah. My bad.
Well, I mentioned I'm not a big fan of Unforgiven.
Mhm.
I like the way it's filmed, like Clint's eye is really good. It's a good-looking movie. Like, the scenery, some of the colors in the scenery is breathtaking at moments.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know it, because I don't know what won the Oscars past, like, 1965. I mean, I know what won the big ones. Like, I can tell you what won Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Supporting, and Director, but I can't tell you, like, what won Best Cinematography.
Yeah.
But if this movie won Best Cinematography, I totally get it. But, and I get why it's on here, because it is a classic to many people. It's just, it didn't do much for me, personally.
Okay. W. The Wages of Fear. Waking Life. Walkabout. A Walk in the Sun.
Yes! I was hoping that would be on here!
The War Game. The War of the Roses. The Warriors. Watch on the Rhine.
Woo!
Yeah, The Water Dance. The Way We Were. Weekend. Welcome to the Dollhouse. The Well Digger's Daughter. West Side Story. The Whales of August. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. What's Eating Gilbert Grape. What's Up, Doc? When Harry Met Sally. White Heat. Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. The Wild Bunch. The Wild Child. Wild Reeds. Wild Strawberries. Wilson. Thank you. Wings of Desire, Wise Blood, The Wizard of Oz, Woman in the Dunes, Woman of the Year, The Woman, Woman in Love, Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, Woodstock, Working Girl, The World of Apu, The World of Henry Orient, Written on the Wind, and Wuthering Heights. A lot of new ones, but good new ones.
For the most part.
So let's talk about some new ones we really like.
Well, Walkabout stuck with me.
Yeah.
That's one that sticks with you.
Welcome to the Dollhouse stuck with me. I really feel like I really connected with the girl because, I think we all feel like we're that loser.
Yeah. I guess you could say the same with What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm glad it's on here, actually, because that's one that, when I saw, I'm like, I really like this movie.
Yeah, I thought that too when I saw it,
And everybody's great in it.
Yeah.
What's Up, Dog? We love that one.
It's awesome.
If you love old movies,
if you love old screwballs, this is like a screwball on like to extreme. Yeah, on acid. That's a good way of describing it. And Madeline Kahn makes everything better.
Genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Harry Met Sally, I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's when
I
I
mean,
could
you
watch
can't
over and
hate
over
it.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's so, and it's again really funny.
Yeah, speaking of movies I could watch over and over again.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I love
It's
that.
really good. I mean, yeah.
Every time I watch, I'm like, I love this movie.
That's yeah, me too. And I think that's one that everyone loves. But I mean, again, just
if you love all cartoons too,
yeah,
it's a
which
dream.
I do.
Yeah, because it's one that you can watch over again and try to pick up these little things.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I love just watching it and just spotting
know.
all the references, all the characters.
And I like that it's done like a new one.
Yeah.
Wings of Desire.
I call it an honorary old movie.
Yes, because it is
that
great.
Yeah, it to me like it's what it's beautiful. It's what you like about an old movie in a newer movie.
Yeah,
it's what you want. Yeah, and also like the clear inspiration from A Matter of Life and Death doesn't feel like you're just copying
the black and white and the color.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It is beautiful.
It's really good, and I know
makes you happy.
It does.
And what's wrong with a movie making you happy?
Nothing if it's good. Yeah. Even if it's not good, if it makes you happy, who cares? Yeah.
Pleasant surprises. There were quite a bit.
Yeah.
Walk in the Sun.
Oh my God. The best World War II movies. I always say I always call it one of the best World War II movies because it is.
And
I won't spoil anything, but the way it ends is,
and it has a subtle hint of an anti-war message because Lewis Milestone did
it has an anti-war message. It doesn't beat you over the head with it, but because
it had to be subtle with it, but it's there.
Yeah,
and that cast.
Oh, it's very much there.
That cast.
Richard Conn,
our
boyfriend Richard Conn,
and the song that appears throughout it breaks your heart because it's what all of them are thinking, and it just shows the monotonous of waiting. You don't think about that when you watch these war movies. It's always waiting.
Yes. Watch on the Rhine, really.
That is a great one.
I'm glad it's on here.
Me too.
Glad it's getting love.
It should, because people are like, count on Lanka. And I'm like, I get it. Just stop, because you clearly didn't see it. Because when people talk, I'm like, well, what about watching the Rhine? It's never.
Yeah. When people have seen it, they usually say really positive things.
Like, how green was my valley?
Yeah. And Wilson.
I love Wilson.
Yeah, I like Wilson too. That's a good movie.
I love the speeches in it.
Yeah, it is a little praise be to Wilson, but it's good. Yeah, it's one of the good movies that does that.
Yeah, but since he's a man that fought for peace so hard, it's that's what it really concentrates on.
That's what the film's about. Like his failure in getting the treaty passed.
Yeah. Because the Republicans in the House were they don't want to pass it, but everyone else in the world,
everyone in the world is with it except his own country.
It's just such a, it's you can't make this stuff up. So let's see, anything else?
Well, World of Apu's on here. Pepper Panchali is on here too. They don't have a Pirahito, however you say it, which is weird, but World of Apu is my favorite of the trilogy, and it's one of those that after I saw it, I thought I just saw an amazing movie. I think it blew me away from start to finish, because, you see the other two movies before it, so you do know Apu, so it doesn't need to spend all this time, telling us who he is, because we know who he is. It just it doesn't, but yet, we're thrown into it and we see where his life takes him, and it's so heartbreaking, yet it's so gripping, and it was, I really like it.
I'm glad the woman's on here, so they do have another Norma Shearer one.
You forgot about the most popular one.
Which is one of my favorite ones too. And it was the first time I actually saw her, so it holds a special place in my heart for that reason too. It might have been the first time I saw Joan Crawford too.
Oh man,
I know, it's not long ago. It was a long time ago.
I don't remember the first time I saw Joan Crawford.
It feels like I always knew her.
Yeah, me too.
There's a word for you ladies, but it isn't used in high society outside of a kennel.
Best line in any movie ever.
And I'm surprised the world of Henry Orton's on here. It's really funny.
Yeah,
and delightful.
It is delightful.
I love that it's told from the viewpoint of children. Yeah. Also. Yep. And Written on the Wind's on here. Mm-hmm. Gotta have some Douglas Sirk love.
Yeah, we do. Well, we had obviously Imitation of Life, but we need more. Damn it! And it has all that Heaven Allows on here too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Well, we always need more.
Yes. Damn it.
Ones that you're Why is this on here?
Quite a bit, I think there was. Let me see.
There was only you.
Yeah.
You're obviously not going to say the Wages of Fear.
No, never. Well, I'm not a fan of Weekend.
Yeah. Oh, you hide it so well. No, it's fine.
No, but like, and I can see, it's like, I get what it's doing, and it is like there are parts that I did like with it, like the part where like how the characters are so selfish, like the fact that the world's breaking around them. They're unfazed by it. Like the one part where the guy says, "All these stupid jerks are dead." I laughed at that part. I was like, "Well, that is hilarious." So things like that I found funny.
Yeah.
Like, but I couldn't like just when it just kind of just didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
Why is Imperialist Food?
I'm gonna say of all the Goddard ones.
Yeah, that one's awesome. But I mean, no, I know a lot of people love this one. Some people put it on, like they consider one of Goddard's best, and I can see why. It's just
I bet you liked the Jean-Pierre character.
Yes,
cameo.
that was good. I liked that. I would, if I were to see, if I, were to come across that scene, I would watch it.
Yeah.
I would. But I wouldn't watch most of the rest of this movie.
Of
I would watch, like, there were parts in the middle I like. The long traffic jam was pretty funny.
Mhm.
Like, the fact that it goes on so long, and it's just all these cars, it makes you wonder, wow, how did he do that? So stuff like that.
Like with most Goddards, there's a few parts you like.
Yes, it's one that, like, I didn't like the beginning, I didn't like the ending, but there were parts in the middle that I did like.
Good for you for sticking with it.
Oh, like, it was one that, once when it started, I was like, Goddard, it's gonna be one of those movies that you make, isn't it? But, because, he is, like, I often say he could be hit or miss for me, and that one I knew right when it started that I was like, this is gonna be one I'm gonna, and I didn't want to hate it, but I was like, right when it started, I was like, ugh, this is gonna be one that's gonna feel so long, and I'm gonna be miserable. I wasn't as miserable as I thought I would be, but I was generally, like, for most of it, I was like, ugh, I don't want to watch this. But I stuck with it. I mentioned, and I totally get why it's on here, and I get why people like it again. This one, I definitely liked better than Weekend, The Wild Bunch. It's just, for me, and I do love Westerns, it's just the slow motion. The great cast, and they're all great in it, but the slow motion, it gets a little much. I'm like, I get it. I get it, man.
Like, in Reservoir Dogs, when they're walking, imagine a whole film like that.
Where it's like, oh, one guy, I don't know, gets shot in slow motion, but, like, it'd be one thing if it, like, just amplified that for the climax or something, which it does, but I feel like it goes on too long, but it does it throughout the movie.
You have to be careful with slow motion.
And it's just, I like action to be fast.
Terminator was like, slow motion!
I like action to be fast.
Me too. Why?
Y and Z.
Why is Yankee Doodle Dandy, The Year of Living Dangerously, The Yearling, Yellow Submarine? Yay! Yee. A one.
You said that. Yee.
I don't know how to say it. A 1 and a 2. Yo, Jimbo, you can count on me. You only live once. Young Frankenstein, Young Mr. Lincoln. 2 Henry Fondas. Yay. Y tu mama tambien. And Z is Z. And 0 for conduct. All right. So, any new ones you want to bring up? Yellow Submarine.
Woo!
Love it.
It's the best one.
I love.
It's the best Beatles movie.
Yes,
I think so. I think it's perfect. It's
all the Beatles.
They're all amazing. They're all amazing. It's one, like, we grew up on this movie. Like, we watched it as kids, and it was our favorite movie, and it's still, like, it holds a big place in my heart.
Yeah.
When I think of movies post 1965, post the classic era that I love, even though this one isn't that. It's that still pretty. It's still pretty old. I think about this one because I love it.
And Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Funny.
That's the one we grew up on, too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Because I said Mel Brooks' house,
big time.
Yeah.
All right. Pleasant Surprises. The Yearling.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. And
the score, fantastic.
And the cinematography. The score and the cinematography put together, gives you just a great movie experience. And the acting is great.
You Only Live Once,
Mhm.
a precursor to noir.
And a precursor to Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, and once again, beautiful cinematography. It was done by Fritz Lang.
Yeah.
It's such a difference from Lang. This and Fury really set Lang up for his American films.
It really established the type of film he was going to do in America.
But all the Lovers on Run films, which I love, this is what started it.
Yeah.
So that alone puts it like sets it apart, and
It is
Fritz
a
Lang's
landmark.
vision. And also, like, the scenes, like the robbery scene's actually really good. They even used it again in Dillinger, which is also a good movie. And Young Mr. Lincoln, I love this film.
It is usually on like these best movie lists when
as it should be.
When there's this many movies to pick from. But I agree, it should be. It's a
courtroom drama. I love it.
I know, and it's perfect Americana.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's charming, but yet it's also, dramatically interesting and well acted.
You couldn't ask for this movie to be better. And you couldn't ask for it to be better cast.
Oh, and when we were talking about newer movies, I didn't mention Z.
Yeah,
Z is unforgettable. You won't forget Z after you see it. It's one that
like a precursor to JFK.
It totally is. Like I said, I was like, while watching it, I was like, I wonder who saw this movie. But like the way, even like there's a scene that like flashes back to a scene that you've seen before, like the main pull point of the movie. It keeps flashing back to that, and it's one that's long, but it's sets things up, and I'm sure some people would say, oh, but the stuff before the main event, all that stuff doesn't have to be there, but I think it does, because it's just establishing who everybody is, like all these side characters that come into it, the main characters, like who are we, looking at throughout this whole movie. And I think that's important.
And Then There Were None, which is not on here, but
it so should
be. But how they introduce every character, it's very important.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Zero for Conduct before.
Which is a really good movie. I like that they have both this and If on here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zero for Conduct is like 60 minutes, and it doesn't need to be any longer. It's just it deals with taboo subjects, and it's like it leads to a surreal conclusion. Like, I feel like with most movies, you'd be like, wait, what? Like, because it goes like all avant-garde and stuff. You'd be like, but I feel like in here, you're like, oh no, that seems about right. So
yeah, there's a lot of iconic.
Which is kind of like, I feel like that's sort of Vigo's thing, like in La Lente, like how it has that whole almost like dream. It does. It has like a fantasy dream-like state to it that I think really works with it, because it deals with lust and longing and, just like a romantic connection.
Is like the fantasy of childhood.
Exactly. It's the desires of childhood. Like, I know that with If, and probably to an extent this one, because it does go surreal to the end, and If does this too, people wonder if, like, people are like, oh wait, did that actually happen, or is this just their fantasies running wild? Are we in their fantasies at this moment? And I think that,
precursor to the famous American Psycho thing, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that's the most heartbreaking with Vigo, is that, we didn't get more of that, because I would have, I really want more.
And he never got to see people, like, adore him like this.
Yes, like, gush over his movies.
That he's a big name now.
Yeah. And deservingly so. I mean, how many people can say on 2 movies?
It's like the tragedy of Van Gogh, how he never got to see it.
Exactly. Or Charles Laughton with Night of the Hunter.
Yeah.
See its success. Like, he
put his heart and soul into it.
He saw it get made, but he saw it get, like, put down. And that wasn't, granted, I don't think that was Laughton's, I think Laughton, to an extent, maybe knew people wouldn't be crazy about it. I don't think that was his big concern with it, but I do think that it would have, been nice if he saw, like just how
he probably at
least
wanted people to praise it in some way, even if
he wanted people to like
if they didn't like see it. Maybe if not everybody saw it, but for people to praise it.
Yeah, and it's like literally like right after he died, like in the 60s, when people watched it again, that they really liked
it's funny how things like that work out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention any that I don't think should be on here. I think it's a good ending. What about you?
I don't have any. No. Nope. I'm okay. Nothing worth mentioning to me.
Okay. Well, if you want to mention any films that we recommended for the weekend.
All right, let's pull them up. Alright, so I don't have anything to recommend for the weekend. All my stuff already played, but B has one.
I am presenting Lily Mars with Judy Garland and Van Heflin, and I'm a big Van Heflin fan, especially when he's a leading man. But this one is often overlooked when it comes to their movies. And I really enjoy it, actually. The songs are really good too. In the end, there's that famous production number with Tommy Dorsey's band where Judy Garland dances with Chuck Walters before he became a big director. So, you know, stuff like that, and there's just a lot of personality, a lot of vigor in it, and it's a delightful movie if you just take it for what it is, a nice little delightful movie. And Judy's always good, so.
Alright, sounds great. It's very hot here. So,
and rainy.
Yeah, so the heat is sticking to you.
It's like a Tennessee Williams story we're saying.
That's what we were saying. That's what it feels like. Alright, well.
Like Big Daddy's gonna come in.
Yeah.
Oh, Big Daddy.
Well, I'm gonna drink a lot of cold water. So, anything else to say? Oh wait, I do want to say this list actually was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember it being a lot worse. Hindsight, it's pretty good.
It's a list that, again, like especially when I first saw it, I was like, again, super into silent movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how can a list call it the best movies ever when it doesn't have silence?
And I remember there being a lot more new movies on there, but there wasn't.
Me too. I remember there just being tons of new movies on it, like movies that I thought were garbage, but it didn't have anything like that.
It was before I saw a lot of them, so it didn't bother me so much now. I don't know.
Yeah. Or it could have just been like, I just remember being indifferent to more movies than I was.
Yeah.
Because I remember there just being more newer movies from like the 70s and stuff that I wasn't a huge fan of.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything. There were some, but nothing like what we were talking about with IMDb. It was just us saying this.
That was awful.
Yeah, like, and there were movies here that I was like, I'm not a big fan of this, but I don't think there was anything I actually hated.
No.
I hated some of the movies on IMDb.
Yeah.
It's like, or I really didn't like it. Like, and there were movies here that maybe I wasn't a big fan of. I don't think there was anything like I was like, oh, well, I just really disliked this one,
Like, are you crazy?
It was more that I was just like,
yeah, like I don't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me, but if you like it, that's cool.
It's not going to put Terminator on here.
Yeah, so I think that's worth mentioning. We judged this list from hindsight,
because we haven't seen it in a while.
We haven't seen it. I haven't looked at it in a long time, and I wish I
have a whole new positive outlook on it.
Me too. I wish I skimmed it before we did this video, so I could have at least had a better thing to say about it at the beginning.
Yeah,
because I feel like I misrepresented it.
But now we learned.
We learned. It should be called the best talking.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
But even then, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was a good list, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm glad
there were definitely some
they represented.
Yeah,
represented.
There were definitely some movies missing, but
they had a lot of pleasant surprises.
Yeah, and they had they definitely had most of my favorites.
Me too.
That weren't like silent movies. Well, they didn't have pre-code. Like, I Am a Fugitive from a Chain Gang wasn't on that list.
That's
a
must.
Nuts. Yeah. But they clearly weren't a big fan of pre-codes because they didn't have like the Cecil B. DeMille, like we said.
They had two Cecil B. DeMille.
Yeah. They like you predicted. You said they're gonna have this one and 10 Commandments, and you were totally right, which was pretty funny. But funny but sad. Yeah. But not a lot of King Vidor.
No.
Not a lot. I mean, they definitely had some westerns. Like I said, I wish they had more, but
like 2 Antonionis.
They had a lot of Truffaut, so I was really into that.
Was good.
I do remember that about this. I remember this list loves Truffaut, and I can't be mad at that.
I would have liked to see more Mervyn LeRoy. I really like him. Well, like you said, I'm a fugitive from a chain gang, but there's other ones to go from there too.
Yeah, and it definitely had some nice noirs on it, but I wish it could have used more.
Yeah, could have.
But the ones it had on it were good.
Yeah.
Pick Up from South
like
Street.
the killing
yeah.
wasn't on there, but at least they had the setup.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
you're
the
right.
killing is great.
That's such a
But they
great
had the Asphalt
movie.
Jungle. They had the setup, so
Yeah.
it's okay. They had other Kubricks too. It's not like they completely forgot him.
That is true. I guess, like, you know,
maybe they were looking like with directors, like, okay, we're gonna do this.
yeah,
ending
we're
for
gonna
this
do
director.
this. Yeah, because then.
But they had like the later Hitchcocks that nobody talks about, you know.
Yeah, the
which
ones
is
that.
strange.
Yeah, the ones that are lesser, like.
Yeah.
And it's kind
But
of.
you can't have Young and Innocent.
Yeah, exactly. As much as I like some of the ones, like, I mean, I like Suspicion, I like The Trouble with Harry.
Yeah.
But, you know, having that over Foreign Correspondent and Lifeboat is a little odd.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
that's
it's
totally
personal
fine.
taste, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's
or
not.
Young and Innocent, like you said. But
or The Lodger. Or
yeah,
something like that. Like,
well, they wouldn't have The Lodger.
oh yeah, well,
they would have. They could have had The Talkie Lodger with Larry Krager in it, which is fine too.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't think Bright was pictured during Grand here. Just
No, it
just because The
wasn't.
Lodger kind of reminded me of it.
And speaking of Larry
reason.
Krager, there wasn't Heaven Can't Wait, and I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah.
Not really a lot of Lubitsch.
No,
They have Trouble in
Ninotchka,
Paradise
thank
and
God,
Ninotchka and The Shop Around the Corner.
Those
And they
are the ones
went
on every
over with
list.
you, actually.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
they had one of his pre-codes.
They did.
Aside from Trouble in Paradise, because that's the obvious one.
Yeah, but this movie definitely could have stood to see some more pre-codes, I think.
And I could have seen more Lubitsch, because, I mean, you know,
yeah.
there's a lot to choose from.
some more of the, like, you know, big old Hollywood stars would have been nice. You know, because there wasn't, like, there wasn't a lot of, like, of the tough guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was, you got some Bogart, but, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, whereas you could have had more Eddie. Cause
yeah,
like, what, two
Speaking
Eddies?
of Iron Future from Shanghai, the 32 Scarface wasn't on this list.
That's insane, yeah.
Yeah. And there's definitely going to be movies that, like, I'm not even getting into, like, some, you know, some of my very favorites.
Yeah,
I'm
me
sure
too,
weren't on this list, but, you know, that I really like. And I know that they're some, but I know you can't have everything, and I get that.
Yeah, of course.
And I do think generally what they had was, for the most part, a pretty good selection.
Yeah.
I would recommend this list to follow. I would say, like, it's a good one that if you want to, because I used to, like, this is
because some that we don't like, maybe because other people obviously like them.
Yeah. There wasn't anything on here that you're like, what the, what?
Yeah, what were they smoking?
Yeah. But I used to follow this list when I was, like, trying to pick movies to watch. I was like, I would usually go off some lists. And
that's how I saw the Story of a Woman, so...
there you go. I
saw
saw a lot through this one, too, and... like, a lot of the criterions that were on here, like, the later ones that weren't, like, you know, old stuff that I already knew about, like, the stuff from the, you know, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
So when it comes to newer films, it's really hard to judge them.
Yeah, because I didn't know a whole lot about them, but if they were on this list, I was like, well, then I think it's safe to see it.
It's not like old movies where I'm like, I'll like it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And as I said, there weren't any that I thought were, you know, like, just terrible.
Yeah.
Again, on, like, the IMDb list, but, so, yeah, definitely check it out if you're interested. And we judged it unfairly.
Too harshly.
In hindsight, granted, this is just off memories, but yeah. So, yeah, check that out, and have a good weekend.
Bye.